Niners! Woo! Sunday afternoon. This subject is not one that made people crazy, I can see right now. But always believe in yourself. Niners fans, hola! ¿Cómo estás? always believe in yourself. Muy bueno, mi amigo. But you know, I brought in, there's really nothing going on in Ninerville, right? So I'm checking out Jimmy's like the last thing going on, right? Debo's not happy. In fact, he's not rescinded that trade offer. But then I said, you know what? Carter Beasley, what's up? Then I said, you know what? I wonder if anybody, what's coming? What's coming regarding Jimmy G? Fam, the time has come for Jimmy G to re-enter the Niners picture and conversation for the NFL 2022 season, right? So the question is, in what capacity? It is being reported that it is just a matter of weeks before JJ will be cleared to start throwing in July. The media speculations have been endless and some reaching regarding JG's future in San Francisco. So tonight, we're going to the phones for your speculations on what to expect in the very near future of Jimmy Garoppolo's NFL future. Will JG be released, traded, or will he continue as a member of the San Francisco 49ers? I just really wonder. Anyway, as I mentioned, Debo's not happy. You know what? Nobody said anything about that trade thing, right? We've not heard about that in weeks. Actually, Debo's been very quiet. No noise coming from his brother or anybody else saying a word in social media. Blank. And then all of a sudden, Debo's being quiet, but he has not rescinded his "I'll need to be traded out of here" offer. Really? So the 49ers are still hoping they can mend that fence if it's broken. See, honestly, I wish the Niners would stop clowning around. Niners, what is up? Just go ahead, call him in, make a deal. The Niners have like standard procedure when it comes to contracts. You can see right now. No matter what else you think, George Kittle, Fred Warner made him wait almost the entire summer. Okay, come on in, let's do this. Debo, in fact, they couldn't do you any sooner because of that reason. They didn't sign Fred, they didn't sign George until summer's end. If they would have just signed you because you were screaming and yelling, what they look like doing that? I'm telling you. So, anyway, it'll work out. I know it will. It has to. The Niners were reportedly interested in exchanging JG with any club that was willing to do business. You know this? According to the organization, and media claims he surprised them with a decision to have surgery on his throwing shoulder. Oops, whoops, whoa. JG will soon be cleared to throw again following the March procedure on his throwing arm shoulder. According to the report from Jeremy Fowler of ESPN.com, Garoppolo will be cleared within the next few weeks and he'll commence the throwing. Most expectations are that once he's cleared, he can be traded to a new team. That being said, there's also no guarantee a new team will trade for him. And you and I both know that too. Especially with a $25 million non-guaranteed compensation package. You don't know nothing about what my team is doing. I don't even know what his shoulder's like. I got to bring him in here and take a look at him after I pay him and make you guys that deal. And if I'm on the phone or standing next to John Lynch and whoever's talking to me, do I look like a man whose mama raised a fool? You really believe I'm going to do this deal? I just don't see it. I really just don't see it. But whoever may possibly want JG will most likely want to pay less, unless the Niners will be paying some of the salary. They've already said, they've gone on record saying, we ain't doing that. It is believed that Garoppolo will be expected to cut his salary. But then why should he, right? If you were Garoppolo, would you cut your salary? See, these are the questions. All he has to do is refuse to do anything with his contract, and he gets to go wherever he wants to as a free agent. Ain't that that's right? Why do I need it? 49ers, you guys said you don't need me anymore. You went and you got this guy from Dakota, and now you want me to do all these little favors. Why, guys? I don't want to do it. The key factor becomes time. The 49ers can sit on Garoppolo throughout training camp in the preseason, and they can cut him just before week 1 and wiping out his salary. Will they do that? Maybe. JG has a $7.5 million injury guarantee that will disintegrate for 2022 once he's cleared. See, that's a good option for the 49ers, right? This is dog-eat-dog world, especially the NFL, right? He did be forced to try to find a new team at a time when the various depth charts are pretty much already set. That's dirty, ain't it? Again, business as business. You know, the stuck between a rock and a hard place is that things get even more awkward than this. The Niners won't be trying to risk any injury that could end up putting JG on the IR and, in turn, on the books for his full salary should that be the case. But they can't lock him out of training camp either. They can't. NFL Players Union will be all over this. Shannon has already said that he expects Jimmy G to compete in camp, which is even another real head-scratcher. Why did he do that? If the plan is what it looks... See, this is why when people say, come on, Ronbo, man, you know what's coming. I don't understand what's being said. I don't understand why this has lasted as long as it has. People think they have answers. They explain them, but they don't really have anything more to say than, he's out of here. What does that mean? What does that mean? I understand what that person wants, but there's a process here that has to be gone through. For JG, the sooner he's traded or released, the better, actually. For the Niners, time could create an opportunity to get a significant return if a starting quarterback elsewhere suffers a season-ending injury before week 1, a lot like Teddy Bridgewater did back in 2016, right? And then whoever's sitting around like Baker Mayfield is also in this chair. Baker Mayfield gets paid a lot less money. But meanwhile, the Niners continue to heap praises on JG's willingness to submit to all the team's plans and madness with this going on, saying things like, Jimmy's a nice guy. Jimmy will go along. Jimmy won't cause any trouble. Jimmy's mom or dad needs to talk to him. The time may have arrived for Jimmy to be upset and force this issue. It's not going to behoove him to be shut out one day before the season starts. He loses all kinds of money, and he's out looking for a job. He's unemployed, basically, with no compensation. Do you think he'd do that? Damn fool if he does. In order to make sure that he brings the situation to a satisfying conclusion, in order to have the best chance to make a team elsewhere and possibly compete for a starting job in this upcoming 2022 season, with the start of training camp a little less than a month away now, it's time to make something happen in some fashion. While the move might not happen today, it seems there's only one unlikely scenario that would allow Jimmy to stay with the Niners. According to Nick Wagner of ESPN, the 49ers beat writer, the Niners will only keep Garoppolo on the roster into week 1 if he agrees to a substantial pay cut. And once again, if you're Jimmy, are you going to do this? You know, he did say that he loves the 49ers and he wasn't really crazy about leaving. He doesn't want to go, actually. But he might now. I'm pretty sure he's soured since he made that statement. He was still in the emotion of just coming out of the NFCCG and loving all the guys. They're in Las Vegas, they're partying, you know. But since then, he's probably had a lot of time to think. He's laying in a hospital bed with shoulder all sewed up. So the Niners may consider restructuring JG's deal, offering him adjustment to include reachable incentives if he is forced into action and becomes a starter. But, you know, I doubt very seriously what JG's going to want to play the role of automatically. I'm on the bench. Why can't we compete for it? And that's pretty much what happened last year. And then, of course, Kyle just shut the whole thing down and said, no, Jimmy's a starter. Then, of course, matters could fizzle down to the two sides will just have to agree to a buyout. If that happens, it's believed, though, that you can bet the Hawks and Panthers will pounce on Garoppolo like a hurricane, or should I say a cyclone. Jimmy, babe. We understand you just got set free. Take a look at this and tell us what you want to do to be a Seattle Seahawk, Carolina Panther. I don't mind if he's a Panther, actually. I do not want him on the friggin' Hawks. And I know, don't worry about it, he can't play. That's BS. He will be tough. It'll be inspired. I don't want it. He can go anywhere but there. Herb Overland. Uber X Overland? Herb X? Herb, is that right? Shout out from Bend, Oregon. That used to be Maddie, isn't it? Hey, Maddie. Only one guy from Bend, Oregon. Dusty Turtle 811. What up? What up, fam? Oh, God. Why was this so? Man. Let me put on my ears here and get the phone. Hey, Eric. Come on in, Eric.
Yo, what's up, Ronbo?
Eric, man, I said weeks ago that Jimmy should have been, if you're going to do this, it should have been done on draft night, right? Or a few days before, right? So, this situation is to me very weird. What do you're risking the locker room becoming divided or whatever. You can't have him out there practicing. He could get hurt. Now you got to keep him no matter what, and then he's useless. There's just so many things wrong with what's going on. Eric, what is going to happen with Jimmy G in San Francisco?
Well, what I think is going to happen is, first off, I think Cleveland is going to have to see what happens with Deshaun Watson, because I think that's the most likely destination for Jimmy G. I think he would immediately not make them like Super Bowl contenders or anything, but certainly playoff contenders and certainly, championship contenders. Jimmy G does it with us. The Browns have a really good roster. So if he went there, I think that's his best option. If he were to be released, the Seahawks and the Panthers are, the next two, best options for him. If I'm the Niners, do make the trade for him to Cleveland. Number one, you get him out of the conference. Don't keep him here. You don't even play the Browns this year, so you would only have to worry about them in case you play them in the Super Bowl, which I don't think is going to happen.
Eric, one thing though, you've heard about Jacoby Brissett, right? Baker Mayfield is, like you mentioned, or you're insinuating, is probably out of the picture, and they seem to be leaning toward Brissett. But go ahead. And just in case, I thought about Cleveland too, but I said, here comes Brissett, and that was hot off the news today.
I think my problem with Brissett is I don't think he is going to make them playoff contenders, depending what the Browns want. If they just assume they're gonna have Brissett, if they're gonna have Brissett, he's not going to take them anywhere. Also, I believe he has injury issues also. Oh yeah. So might as well just go get the better of them. $27 million is a lot, so I'm pretty sure they're not going to extend him because they already have Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson's going to get 1 year minimum, and then why have Jimmy G after that? So it doesn't really make sense for them to extend Jimmy G.
But you
have him for 1 year.
You're going to pay him that much money though in 1 year?
Well, I think the cost is obviously Deshaun Watson is going to be suspended. Baker Mayfield's no longer be on the roster. So I think the money does check out in some way. I don't know if Deshaun Watson still gets paid for being suspended. I don't know how that
question.
Goes.
That was my question. Does Watson's hit against the cap, is it still there, or can they waive that for a season? How does that work?
Yeah, that's that. If it does check out where they don't have to pay Deshaun Watson all that, obviously that year's salary, then yeah, I think they would make this trade because $27 million all of a sudden does not become a lot. But there is one destination that I think is severely underrated, and that's the Texans. I understand they have Davis Mills and they believe in him. What I think is Davis Mills was a late round pick that was a bright spot on a really bad team. Sometimes those guys are honestly, they're flukes. So if you look at Drew Lock. He had one good season on the Broncos. They were a terrible team. He was the bright spot, and all of a sudden he was he was looked at as the next guy that was going to be their franchise quarterback. And now look at him now, he's on the Seahawks. I think somewhere in that area, Davis Mills is there. I think he's way more talented than Drew Lock, but I do think Jimmy Garoppolo, if he went there, could beat him out if there's a training camp or obviously like a battle. But also, I think if Davis Mills were to ever go down, Jimmy G would just immediately go in. He would be a serviceable starter, obviously. So I think that's an underrated spot. They're also not paying anybody, worth a damn at quarterback. So I think that's an underrated spot. Also, if you send him to the Texans out of the conference, not a good team, so you're not going to see them at all. But yeah, as far as Jimmy G, I do think he will end up in Cleveland. I don't see anywhere else. I don't think he's going to stay here with the Niners. I don't even understand why he's going to stay, for training camp. I just thought that they were going to make a video of him throwing the football, and then that would just be it.
But that
I don't know if
Mark? You're sitting in your office and they send you a video. Is that all you'd need?
I mean, for me, yeah. I mean, if he's going to go to training camp and throw the ball, might as well just make a video of him doing it. Why is he going to put on a Niners jersey and be there at training camp? Why is Trey going to have to sit there watching him throw, taking reps? So if Jimmy G just makes a video where he's throwing the football,
we got five weeks. The 49ers can make something happen in 5 weeks. Otherwise, it's going to be very interesting what the 49ers do. Like I said, he can't be out there working out. He could get hurt. But then the players union just say, wait a minute. If you're going to keep him on the team, he's a part of the team, right? It's going to be really interesting to see what happens. I still imagine, my God, it's weird.
Yeah, but, at the end of the day, Jimmy G shouldn't even be on this roster anymore. It was all, a whole big mess up with Jimmy G taking the surgery late. Obviously, you don't want to have surgery. But, it was just a whole big mix-up. So, Jimmy G needs to be off this roster, before the season starts. Trey Lance needs to be the definite starter. That should be it.
Mark, do you also wonder why they had all kind of time before Jimmy even decided to go get that surgery? What was going on between that big gap in time that there was no attempt to move Jimmy? Well, John came out and says, yeah, we got a couple offers on the table. Then we find out that's science fiction. This is why I started to wonder, what is going on?
Yeah, well, I think Jimmy G during that span, I think maybe they did have an offer on the table, and maybe it was to a team that he did not want to go to. We have to remember at that point in the season, before he did get surgery, he did have a no trade clause before the season, officially did end. So maybe they had an offer on the table.
Two offers. Remember that? He's got a couple. He's got two offers.
Maybe they were teams that Jimmy Garoppolo just
didn't want to go to.
Yeah, I have no
Washington.
Maybe something like that. Jimmy G did say he wanted to go to a contender or a winning culture.
Yeah, of course he does.
If there were two teams.
But also, something else, too. Then it came back. There were never any offers on the table. John Lynch, for reasons unknown, put that out there. None of those can be confirmed.
Yeah, it's exactly. That's why it says, it's been a whole big mix-up. No one knows. That's why I've said it before. I don't know why the media, us Niner fans need to stop listening to them, because they do just spew out a whole bunch of bullshit. So, us believing whether there was a trade offer or there wasn't, nobody knows until someone says something. I don't know if Jimmy Garoppolo is going to later, once he does get traded or released, he's going to, say what happened. Obviously, we do see players nowadays. They do go out and he might not, because he's not a real big talker yet. But maybe if during a press conference somebody asks him, maybe he says something that obviously he's not going to say the whole thing, but maybe he says something that's like, oh, that's interesting. I never heard of that.
He does do that. I've seen him do that.
Yeah, he does do that.
Big grin on his face.
Hint guy. He's not going to. Yeah, he's not going to deliver the whole big news, but he will give you a little taste of what happened. Maybe he does it. I don't know. But again, Niners you screwed this up in the beginning. I thought, honestly, Rumble, I told you last year that I thought he should have been traded mid-season of last year. Obviously, that did not happen. I thought Trey Lance should have had enough time up until mid-season to make a mid-season trade. We were 3-5, I believe, at the time. You know, around
everybody was
the
yelling for us
deadline.
getting rid of him at that point.
Yeah, I thought the Niners should have just traded him. I don't know where to. Maybe it was Washington Giants. I don't know. Somebody who maybe could have been a playoff contender, a late playoff contender, make a push late. I don't know, but he did end up being injured again, I believe. So they would essentially have been.
That's why we didn't go to and win the Super Bowl, hand and shoulder. See, Jimmy Garoppolo, he can win the Super Bowl. There's no doubt in my mind that would have been the case this year, but he also cannot make it through an entire season without getting hurt. He'll never do it. No matter where he goes, it's going to be the same. He's going to get hurt. He could win, but he's going to get hurt.
Yeah, you're going to have to, whoever trades for Jimmy G is going to have a pretty decent backup just in case Jimmy G does get hurt. It's going to have to be at least max, I would say, a quarterback that can win you 4 games maybe.
At least.
A backup. Jacoby Brissett maybe could do that. I would say he could maybe win at least 2, 3. Yeah. I don't know. I don't expect Jacoby Brissett to be taking the Browns, to the playoffs or the championship game. So that's why I would say they should trade for him.
They should. The story is, though, they're leaning toward him now. The Browns know they don't have any money right now. I don't know what's going to happen and they don't know what's going to happen. So if there is a deal, you're not going to see any Browns deal for like God knows when, right? Because they won't tell you what they're doing with Deshaun Watson. Here's another thing. Do you know that those 4 ladies that are still holding out, they could take this situation into next year? If Goodell says, that's 1 year, babe, you got, my hands are tied. You got to stay out of trouble, Deshaun. Listen, after 1 year, we're going to go back and review this. What? No, I can't. I got to wait to see that case is pending. You got 4 ladies out there. What am I going to do? His situation is a freaking mess. Deshaun Watson may never play football in the NFL again. It really could be that way. God, he's screwed up. And the Browns are sitting there. Man, that's another story. That's a whole other show. Woo. We got to go, though, fam.
There was originally, I believe it was 22 women, and then it went up to 24. Now it's at 4 now. Mm-hmm. So maybe there is more women that are going to come forward and say something. So who knows? Obviously, Deshaun Watson's going to have to.
This could go right into punishment. It could go into next spring, fam. And that whole litigation could go on and on. Anyway, you know what? I got a lot of trouble this week. I'll see you midweek, okay? Which day? I'm not sure. I always appreciate you, too. All right, fam. Have a great night.
Yeah.
And Delvin Thomas says, when Trey Lance wins his first Super Bowl, can we go back to back? It's been a long time, you feel me? Go Niners. Oh, I pray for that to be the case, Delvin. I really do. Let's go ahead and check. Hey, and here he comes in. Man, the author of the Book of Champions, he is the Rev. Rev!
What's up, Ronbo?
Oh, Rev, this is that kind of confusion. As 49er fans, this is part of our fiber. We have years going back a long time in history of these quarterback issues, and this year is looking awfully crazy again.
Absolutely. Well, let me jump right into it. Let's start this off by saying, Ronbo, we appreciate you and thank you for this platform that us 49er faithful can speak our hearts about our squad. Shout out to my 49er faithful family worldwide, repping that beautiful red and gold 07365. Well, got that out the way. This is my thoughts on the whole Jimmy thing. I mean, we know what the history is. I mean, he won games for us. He can't stay healthy. He can't throw a ball 25 yards, well, past 25 yards. But, I will agree with most Niner fans by saying, we're just tired of hearing about it. We're already moving forward. It's history of the past as of right now. Wish the man well. Don't want to wish no ill harm or nothing like that. But, we just got to move on. Trey has he has a pretty big step to take as being a 49ers quarterback. And we all know throughout history that we have proven and shown what excellence is at the position. Yes, us 49er faithful hold a standard of, if you are that general on that field, you are expected to do, what you're supposed to do. I'm starting to hopefully, and I say this very, very, very bold, that Kyle will get his ego out the way and just let the kid play. I mean, the kid has the talent. He has the skill set. We keep hearing reports back and forth, and, let the kid go out there and play ball. I mean, that's the only way we're going to know is, once Trey gets out there and plays ball. Hopefully Jimmy could find a destination this year. There's a lot of suitable teams out there. But, the whole contract situation and things like that. So it's so many variables for him. But, as far as the whole situation, we moving past that. And looking at the chats, I see the Ramley rejects and retards up here talking, but,
we won't have to do that for a couple more months. They're
yeah,
just long enough for the season gets started.
I laugh at it, honestly. I mean, it's comedy to me, but, it is what it is. So, I just, me personally, I'm at the position of the whole Jimmy G situations, and we just moving forward, man. Like, wish to do well. He got us some great W's, and, we had good times and bad times. I mean, family, we all sat here through the darkest, and I mean the darkest period of our franchise. And, we're at a better chance now to, make that comeback and be contenders. Like, automatically, I'm going to say we're always going to be contenders, whether anybody wants to agree with it or not. But, it's all about when we go out there on Sunday. You got a dog fight when you play this red and gold, period. I don't care who the opponent is. It's a dog fight. So, hopefully Trey can come in. He's been putting in a lot of work, and that's a good thing. That's what builds you up. We learned it from Jerry Rice, arguably the greatest wide receiver to ever play the game. And his work ethic was endless. And, hopefully Trey is adapting the same mindset and just going out there and doing it. I mean, we're going to find out week 1, because obviously we're being told by Bears fan that they're going to drop 30 on us, which I'm still delusional laughing, because that's just not going to happen. But, we just moving forward. That's all.
Well, because there's all kind of ramifications. It's a situation that was probably handled wrong in the first place. I just don't know what effect it's going to have if the 49ers, they can walk away from Jimmy, but he's you know what, though? He's been very cooperative for the entire time this whole situation started. I do wonder if there is a nasty move they could make, but would they do it? You can wait till the day before the season starts and just say goodbye, Jimmy. I don't think I just don't think they'll do it.
If they're going to do it, they're going to do it. But, obviously we're not in the front office. We don't know, what goes on in the mindset there. But, just let the man be, let him go, and we're already moving forward with
Trey. Game was released a long time ago. Like you were saying, we were in the graveyard before 2017. Jimmy rode in. We were laughed at every fan base in the league. Analysts and TV sites made us a joke. But ever since that year, we've been relevant. We've been relevant to the point of showing up at a Super Bowl, been in a couple of NFC CGs. Now he leaves, and I still think that Shanahan is nervous. Now Trey, for all intents and purposes, looks very impressive, but Shanahan knows he's won with G. We've lost through bizarre circumstances in both of those games we should have won, Super Bowl and NFC CG.
Right.
But Does Shanahan feel confident? Why don't they just let him go, Kyle? Why don't you just let him go?
Uh,
I don't. You're
well,
not going
once
to get anything
again,
for him. He's too expensive.
well, once again, we don't. I'm not in their office or minds. Who knows? I'm just getting a kick out of the chats of somebody saying that Cooper Kupp was the greatest wide receiver ever.
But the Rams,
that's fun. I will admit that's funny.
that's been said before. And Ready to Go says Ronnie Lott was a wimp. Are you referring? He called Ronnie Lott a man who took his finger off so he could continue to play ball. A wimp.
This is why I laugh, because once again, you're randomly retards, like, to say something like that. But it's all fun and love. It is what it is.
I'd be embarrassed that he was in here talking like that. No matter how much I felt about the Rams, if somebody told me that Russell Wilson couldn't play no ball, a 49er fan did that, I'd say, you know what, listen, you and me, we love the same team, but you need to quit. Come on, man. Oh.
It is what it is, Ronbo. Like, 49er fan, we got a new season, same mindset. We just gonna come out and play ball. That's all we're gonna do. We're gonna come out and play ball. We're gonna handle our BI, and it is what it is. But I'm not gonna hold it up.
Games. There you go.
Yeah.
All right, fam.
So
I'll be looking for you.
it's always a pleasure, and you know how I do it.
Yes,
in order to beat a man,
you gotta
beat him.
Yeah. Where's that holler?
Ronbo, we thank you. We love you. 49er
Thanks,
fam. Stay up, be strong. Everybody be blessed. Happy, safe 4th of July. You Ramley retards, we ain't even worried about you, but just keep posting funny stuff in the chat. We're going to keep it moving. Ronbo, I appreciate it, my brother.
Thanks,
y'all
man.
have a safe and blessed night.
You too. Have a great weekend, Rev. What's left of it? All right?
Yeah. Peace.
Yeah. Well, it's a big show. It's a big show on tonight. Show, come on in.
Hey, Ronbo, can you come back to me for a second?
We can do that. We can do that.
Okay, all right, thanks.
And hey, Levi. Jerry Rice over Cooper Kupp. I mean, I don't know why anybody would. Guys, don't indulge in that conversation. It's embarrassing. There is no comparison with Cooper Kupp and Jerry Rice, Rams fans. Stop it. Hey, Tony. Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, Levi.
That's kind of funny right there. Come on, something. I mean, yeah, he had a really great season. That's it.
Yes.
He was the best wide receiver of 2021. That's
yeah.
the highest praise you give Cooper Kupp.
Mm-hmm. But let the
You're
door
have to
get closed right there. Yeah.
Do it for another 10 years, and then we'll revisit.
Levi, if Jerry would have been on the field this year, Cooper Kupp would not have been. And I mean, in his prime, Jerry is on the field at the same time as Cooper Kupp. This conversation would not exist. This is what bothers me about certain Rams fans. They have no real intelligence beyond the last year. Some of them just bought a jersey this past season. They think football in the NFL did not start until 2021. They are very confused. Good God.
I think they just doing it to kick up dust. They just want to mess with us. That's what it is. They don't believe what they're saying. They're just saying it because they say, "Oh man, I want to see Ronbo go crazy." So I'm
not going to do it. You're right. Levi, let me remain calm.
To force him to. See, they said if I break something crazy, Ronbo is going to notice me and respond, and then them whole life has meaning now.
Oh, mission accomplished, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what they said.
When Ready to Go makes some way out comments, don't acknowledge him. He gets energy from that. Levi, go ahead.
All right, and back to it. You know what, Ronbo? I'm gonna be conspiracy Levi. I have some conspiracies. First, I gotta say, I appreciate Jimmy Garoppolo, but I think that Jimmy Garoppolo, even in his injuries, have helped us be a good team. Because when he got hurt, who we got? We got Nick Bosa. Everybody loves Nick Bosa. If Jimmy Garoppolo didn't get hurt, we wouldn't have Nick Bosa. So our team has kind of been constructed from Jimmy Garoppolo's great play and bad play. So we owe him a lot.
Yeah.
Now, on to my conspiracy. based on what someone else has said, I kind of feel like maybe they had a plan and maybe they were going to go with it. Jimmy like, nah, I guess I'm gonna do surgery. I think he did it to stop a deal from being in place.
Could be.
They think they was going to send him somewhere. And he like, man,
And wait until his contract ran out. Yeah, because his no clause at June. When did that end? I think it ended in June. And he saw, like you're saying, he saw what was coming, and he went and checked into a hospital. Oh, my shoulder.
He probably saw an offer on the table. Maybe that mysterious Redskin rumor. He like, man, I'm not sure Redskins can win. I heard they're a clown show. Dang, you know what? I need a surgery. Nobody's gonna think it's strange I'm doing surgery. I mean, they know I broke my freaking arm, and my thumb. So let me go ahead and do surgery, and then that just ruins everything. Maybe Jimmy Garoppolo, his ultimate plan is to just get released. That way he can go wherever he wants.
But you know what, Levi? The only counter to that is if he did that, then the 49ers will have no problem on that last day before the season starts, before his contract would kick in and be effective, to say, good night, Jimmy. Payback. If they're going to play that game, Jimmy loses.
Well, maybe. But let's remember, what did Jimmy Garoppolo do for us? He came to us mid-season and had probably almost the entire fan base crazy. So if he can say, if I can show up on the team in the middle of the season, he probably believes that I can go to any team at any point and then, be serviceable. Because he came in there and, Kyle Shanahan was just making plays for him. So,
and you know what?
And
do you know, Levi, at that time that Jimmy Garoppolo had only played 10 games in the NFL? That's why I push back on Jimmy Garoppolo being a bad football player. Jimmy Garoppolo was, for all intents and purposes, nothing more than a rookie when he came to us that year. Just a rookie that's been sitting down for a long time.
Yeah, and just like you're thinking of Kyle Shanahan being nuts around Jimmy. I mean, Trey Lance. I think he was like that with, from what I would hear, he was like that with Jimmy. I mean, what do you hear during that time? Kyle Shanahan really wants that Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, he did. He did. You know what? It's like you're saying though.
Good.
That's all Trey's got to do. Come in and be impressive, because Jimmy changed Kyle's mind, and that's why he stayed.
Which, I don't really know, but I think I guess with Jimmy. He said, man, I don't know if he really liked Jimmy. I think he's like, hey, man, I can't argue the result.
Yeah, you can't.
But that's my little conspiracy there. I think Jimmy may have done it, but who knows? Jimmy, I think they were a little crafty. They might not know that's what he did. They might suspect it.
Might be media
but
too.
Here's my other theory on, since we talking about Jimmy, because I know we like to say, why don't they just let go of Jimmy?
Yeah.
And why haven't Debo been paid? Here's my other theory. Yeah, you get two conspiracies in the same video. But it might not be a conspiracy. I think it's gamemanship. Like, think about it. If they sign Debo Samuel, then what's the next notion? Right now, people can go back and forth. Are they gonna keep Jimmy and the thing? If they sign Debo right now, then 100% Jimmy Garoppolo's gone. All leverage gone. They have people don't want to say they got leverage, but they still got a little leverage. Jimmy Garoppolo's quiet. He ain't like Baker Mayfield, and they know they don't. That's an unrepairable thing. Right now, there's the fans are like, they probably can go. Jimmy shouldn't come back, but they can kind of see it. So in the league, it's like, well, the 49ers could technically bring Jimmy back. It's not a bad, completely terrible situation.
Though, Levi,
so if they give Debo the money,
Debo's
then it's
money,
100%.
Yeah, but if Debo's money hung in the balance, what was last year's issue then with Fred Warner? What was the issue with George Kittle? This is what they do. You know what? I hope Nick knows next year. They're not going to renew him this year. They don't have to. Nick has to know next year, please don't start. The 49ers pay people in July and August, and that is just a rule.
I don't know, though. Nick Bosa, he technically could have got extension now, and he ain't getting no done. So I don't think that's Cause you remember his brother already got paid, so he probably already know the blueprint. Like he's like, hey, they gonna pay me, and if they don't pay me, I'm just gonna leave. I'm
Yeah,
gonna just tell them like straight
but
up, okay, y'all can take
he's
all the time you want, but if you
Levi.
don't pay me, I am leaving.
Levi, just like Debo, he cannot leave. He's in his third year, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. He's going. Fourth year's coming up. They pick up a fifth-year option. He can't do anything but sit down. So the 49ers are just like Debo. He's got another year left on his contract. All that hooping and hollering he was doing, it wasn't going to change anything. They know that. But we're going to see though. Johnny, Levi, let me see you midweek. All right.
All right, man. See you later. Maybe I have another conspiracy for you.
I love him. All right. See you then.
All right. Bye.
Hey, Tony. Tony Atlanta. Tony's so busy working the Rams. Tony, I'm looking for you.
Yes, sir. Sure.
Aren't they? They are very special, aren't they? They get you going, and Cooper Kupp is now ranked above Jerry Rice. Hall of Fame, Jerry Rice.
No. like I said in the chat, I can name 50 receivers, current or former, Hall of Famer or not, that's better than Cooper Kupp. Hell, Isaac Bruce and Torrey Holt on the Rams are better than Cooper Kupp and him.
Amen.
Yeah, come on, man. Next question.
They just don't understand. If you don't know nothing, don't expose yourself like that, saying crazy, outrageous things. It makes no sense. Rudy, you should snap ready to go in line. He's embarrassing you too. He's part of your brethren. He's talking madness.
Exactly.
God.
Hey, Ron, funny that we're talking now. The NFL Network has, how they do the replay games? They're doing right now the 2019 San Francisco at Seattle. Jimmy G just throw a bullet, boom. Who called that? Debo? Who was number 17?
17.
Emmanuel Sanders.
Yeah. Yeah, 2019, 13-3. And you know what? We shouldn't have lost to definitely that game against Baltimore. What was it? Oh, the game we lost to the Hawks that night. And everybody's up in the stand. George Kittle's up in the stands. Up in the booth looking down through that glass window. Emmanuel Sanders got hurt in the first quarter. The field goal kicker had the game on ice. If Robbie Gould is playing that game, the only game we lose is to the Falcons.
Yep. Julio's catch breaking the play.
Mm-hmm. And Jimmy Ward was too short. He just folded his body over the top of Jimmy and fell into the end zone. Jimmy, you need to learn how to tackle like Dre Greenlaw. Hit them high, So when they fall. You got them knocking them back.
So when does your team start training camp?
26. Hey, you already started? So you take a lot of the month of August off, I guess.
Yeah, ours hasn't started yet, no.
Okay, 26th of July.
Yeah, 26th of July, yeah. About right. We're on a long hiatus like everybody else. So I just want the guys to come back strong and most of all, stay healthy.
That's the bottom line on so many teams on NFL. Good teams. But they get wiped out. Baltimore wasn't it their turn last year? They got wiped out.
Yep.
That was a good team. You can't have everybody sitting on the bench. Man.
They got them all back. They had a good draft. And the Falcons, we picked up some good pieces, whether it's the draft or free agency. No superstars, but good football players. So I'm anxious to see what everybody's saying Tampa's going to repeat in the division. I'm not sold. They lost both of their guards, one of them to retirement, one of them to free agency, signed with the Bengals. And they replaced one of them with Shaq Mason, He gets beat all the time. He was with New England. He gets beat all the time.
Mm-hmm. And is Gronkowski, is he kidding? You know, Gronk doesn't like to report to camp. Is his problem. So Gronk, while I see Gronk coming back about week 2 or week 3, and looks like Gronkowski's going to make his third unretirement. Someone's going to get – Rob is just playing – boy, he's smart, ain't he? God.
I don't think he's coming back.
You think this is it?
Yeah, I think he's done.
He got hurt bad last year again. So
they got a tight end named Cameron Brady who's really good. I wanted us to sign him when he was a free agent a couple years ago, but he's pretty good. So,
you know, as long as Tom's got Mike Williams, is that his name? Is his last name Williams?
Play for who?
The Bucks. Mike what? The first ballot Hall of Famer they got over there.
Oh, the
wide receiver. Yeah.
Yeah, he's good. I like him a lot.
Yeah, that dude. And they got the slot receiver. What's his name? Leonard Fournette's coming back. They got a good running game. Their defense.
Yeah.
What does the Bucks defense look like? Because last year, remember you don't want to throw against the Bucks was the word last year, and then Stafford came in and threw on them. They must have had some people out or something, because Stafford was throwing on them all day. I think they picked him off once. Well, you know Stafford. Jimmy gets all every INT that Jimmy's ever thrown gets remembered indefinitely. But Stafford, who must have set a record last year, nobody talks about his. But I think he got picked off in that game at least once.
And that's gonna be their downfall, like you and I talked about before. Because the Rams, they need to work on that running game. Because Stafford throwing that ball too much, he's gonna throw some picks.
So 81. Mike Evans is what I'm talking about. Yeah, right. You know? Yeah.
Yep, Mike Evans. And you talking about Chris Godwin.
Godwin. Yeah, Evans and Godwin.
Yep. And then they signed, I remember 3 receivers, Russell Gage. He's with them now.
So, you know.
I know they didn't reach with Pierre Paul. They let him go.
Oh.
They didn't sign the two. But they drafted Logan Hall out of Houston in the second round, defensive end. So let's see how he plays.
You know, the thing is, if the new coach, I guess Tom's already had to sit down with him and told him, listen, I appreciate, what is your name again? Yeah. Listen, I appreciate you coming in here and helping us through the season. Well, you need to know this. I'm in charge out there offensively. Because, you know, hey, Tony, Tom says, look, I've been in the league too long to sit around here and listen to this guy's X's and O's. I'm in charge out here. If Peyton Manning can leave running his own club, I'm definitely leaving running my own club. I got 7 rings. There's no doubt I'm going to the Hall of Fame if I leave today. So just do your job and stay out of my way.
All I got to say is put pressure on Brady, especially up the middle, and he will fall like a ram right to the ground.
He does hate that.
They lost too much. They're going to put. I found out who they're putting in place of Wentworth is their second-round pick from a few years ago, Nate Bloom, who they had him on the other side of playing guard. They're going to play him at left tackle. All I have to say is good luck.
Can you imagine Tom gets hurt in his last season and to your team, Tony? Can you? Would you? I don't want to see Brady get hurt. I like Brady. He's a comical guy. I didn't know him until he left New England, but that guy's got a lot of personality. But he's in your division, and the Falcons take him down. Let's knock him out for 2 or 3 weeks. That would be just enough for them to fall out of the playoffs, too. I don't know who their backup is.
Yeah. The same thing happened to Fran Tarkenton. Stayed on too long, hung on too long, and got hurt.
Yep.
Never played another day.
That's the way it works. You got to know when to quit.
Yeah,
there was no reason for Tom to come running back out there. What else has he got left to achieve?
I don't know. And you know they got a job waiting for him. I forgot which one.
In the booth. Incredible money.
They're going to pay him like they're paying Tony Romo.
I think he'll surpass Romo. You know what? Tom's got a lot of personality I didn't even realize. Tom, some of the antics and things he does off season, Tom's hilarious. God.
Yeah.
Tony's good, though.
Well, he better hope they block for him because we coming. We coming after it. New Orleans is coming after it. They still the line. You know, their secondary is garbage.
Yeah, the Saints. Didn't they lose their draft pick from a couple of years ago? The three. What's his name? Lattimore. Didn't they lose him?
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes. I see Rudy put in the comments, no Bloom played well for Big Wiz when he was hurt. We're fine. Yeah, that's me.
What else is he going to say? It's like me trying to say Aaron Banks is going to do a job for Lincoln Thompson's absence. I'm not even going to act like I know that. You know, and Rudy, you don't know.
Like I told you, Ronbo, Notre Dame, Wisconsin, and Boston College.
Yeah, those
I call those
offensive.
Yeah,
offensive lineman factory. I hope so. You know, I hate to say, and then all of a sudden I'm crying in the middle of a game in front of everybody on this camera. He ran over Banks. It's like he weighed 130 pounds. Oh my God, Trey ain't even getting up, man. What are we gonna do now? You know, I already see. That's why I'll wait.
I was telling Rudy that I hope Julio retires. He hasn't signed with anybody yet.
Yeah,
I said, unless he gets some hams together, just go and hang it up.
Yeah, go out looking good. Absolutely.
Exactly.
Tony, you know, we always have a good time, and our clock runs out so quick. But I'll be back midweek. I'm hoping Thursday.
Thursday?
Yeah, I think so. Wednesday or Thursday.
Power
Wednesday.
finesse. You're a low-class Niner fan. Most Niner fans are high-class. You're a low-class to no-class Niner fan, power finesse. And that's what your name is, power finesse. And who cares about what you say? And on that note, Ronbo, you're the best in the business. Everybody hit the like button. And I'll talk to you Thursday, man.
Appreciate you, Tony. Power finesse, I hope you're not talking about parents or anything like that anymore. All right, Tony. Have a great night, and I'll see you Wednesday or Thursday. All right.
Yes, sir. Talk some more football.
Yeah. Well, and I'll do this every time because Big Show is like I love that song. See, because I love the WWE. Well, it's a big show. It's a big show on tonight's show. Get in here. And
that's when the WWE was watchable.
I know, right? I haven't said anything because I considered it blasphemous because I love them so much, but they're not that fun anymore.
No. Anyways, here are the facts when it comes to the quarterback conundrum that we're currently in, much like the Browns. And FYI, Jimmy Garoppolo is not going to the Browns. Their quarterback situation is such a cluster. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, it's going to be impossible for them to, not only that, they don't have any first-round picks. And they're not going to give up their second-round picks for a brittle quarterback that can't stay healthy half the year.
And at that price.
And I think they'll be content. Exactly. I think, and if anything happens to Deshaun Watson, they'll be glad to trade him to the Texans, back to the Texans, who have been currently rumored to be wanting him back.
What?
And also, from what I hear, from what I read recently, but I don't think that's going to happen. And also, Deshaun Watson gets suspended.
There are more conspiracies right there, though. As soon as you said Texans,
that's exactly it's what it is. That's a conspiracy, but I don't think that's going to happen.
The Texans will say, Deshaun, we can make all this go away, and you know this. Now, whatever your feelings are for us after all this, it could all go away. You can come back and play football. You know you love playing football. Come on back and let's go. And Deshaun's just
and the reason why they haven't gotten rid of Baker Mayfield is because whatever happens to Deshaun Watson, they have a good quarterback right there in Mayfield that took him to the playoffs, and
he's pissed off though. Mayfield really wears his emotions on his sleeve. He wouldn't play for the Browns right now. They'd have to offer him more than they gave Deshaun Watson.
And if that situation doesn't work out with Mayfield, then they'll be happy with Brissett because Brissett's not that bad of a quarterback.
And they're talking about him already.
he's got a decent offensive line in front of him. So they'll be satisfied with that, and they're currently, I guess, they'll be in rebuild mode if that happens. If Brissett starts, they'll be satisfied being in rebuild mode. So
they still got that same. They got that same great team for the most part around the quarterback position is a thing.
Fact number one is currently out of the way. Jimmy Garoppolo will not be a Brown. Fact number two, if the 49ers were so eager to trade him, they would have traded him already. They tried trading him during the offseason, during what is it called, free agency season.
Yeah.
They tried to trade him during the draft.
Yep.
They came back down to their senses
Yep.
and back down to reality and realized they're satisfied with the quarterback situation that they have now. John Lynch has said it multiple times that they can fit it in the budget with Jimmy Garoppolo being on the roster.
And Debo has nothing to do with that. I have said this so many times. There's something really strange about this whole situation. You could have got rid of Jimmy if you guys wanted to. There's something really bizarre going on.
Ronbo. They could have got rid of him yesterday if they were so eager to get rid of him. You know, they're not wanting to get rid of him because we're a quarter away from winning the NFC Championship game. We're a quarter away from winning the Super Bowl.
Minutes.
And Kyle Shanahan is a winning coach with Jimmy Garoppolo. He's a losing coach without Jimmy Garoppolo. Facts number 3 and 4.
So the thing is, do you wonder? Okay, here's the thing.
I know fans like to make up fantasies and trade destinations for players they don't like, but the reality is we're a losing organization without Jimmy Garoppolo.
Well, that's just
we're not going to
have
that
been.
much.
Exactly.
Trey.
Yeah.
I don't know what these fans are thinking, smoking or whatever drugs they're doing, thinking Trey is going to take us to the playoffs and the Super Bowl. Who still has a lot of growing pains to go through, who still has to get the feel of the NFL, and who still has a lot of mechanical issues to work on.
His mechanical issues are getting better.
Slightly better, but not really enough to impress you to make him the starter right away and name him the starter right before the season starts. I mean, come on. There's a reason why Jimmy Garoppolo is still here.
The lumps and bruises that you mentioned earlier that you have to go through to learn. I know people hate me, but I just don't want to go through that yet. We don't have to go through it.
Fact number 5, our own owner said that he has no problem sitting Trey Lance for 2 years. So, Jimmy Garoppolo is going nowhere. Jimmy Garoppolo is going to be the 2022 starter, and you all are going to have to get over that. Because we would have got rid of him a long time ago. There's nothing that this new thing that's coming up regarding his clearance, his medical clearance, that's going to change the 49ers' mind of getting rid of him, because they know he's a good quarterback. They know he turned this team around when we got here. There's a reason why Bill Belichick wanted to keep him over Tom Brady back in the 2017 when we traded for him. FYI, if you guys have amnesia and forgot about that. He's still that good of a quarterback. He still has a lot left in him. He just needs to stay healthy. He needs a decent offensive line in front of him. And that's been the problem the whole entire time he's been here. And not only that, Ronbo, we have
a bad offensive line. Remember throwing off of one leg because he had to get rid of the ball quickly.
6.
Oh, go ahead.
We have an aging tight end on left tackle who don't want to waste their golden years hoping a rookie develops into the superstar that they think he is, and they say he is. They know Jimmy Garoppolo is the man. They know Jimmy Garoppolo can take him to the promised land. They know Jimmy Garoppolo is a playoff-winning quarterback. They know Jimmy Garoppolo made them who they are today, and they don't want to get rid of that. They want a Super Bowl ring right now because they're not getting any younger. Fact number 7. Shout out to Tony, by the way, from Australia, who had my back on Friday the other night. I heard that call, and shout out to Jonah and T and the Rev and everybody. But Jimmy's going nowhere this year. We're a quarter away from winning the playoffs and winning the NFC Championship game again, and we're a quarter away from winning the Super Bowl again. And we're not going to turn the keys over to a rookie. when when we're that close.
Because I just
We're
want
so
the familiarity.
close,
I
Ronbo.
want them to be able to
We're
play
so
fast.
close.
They know each other. They've been through hell and back. I just, I hope it all works out some way, fam. But even if Jimmy goes, it better be still the same. I don't want to go through he's having a rookie moment.
And
That's all right. He learned. Oh, but we lost
And as
the
far
game.
as far as the Panthers go, Ron Rivera already named Sam Darnold the starter week 1. So
Sam Darnold, the
There
starter
you
week
go.
1?
for the Panthers.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Yet nobody wants to pay that money. So I'm going to pay 1 year. This is why I know this is impossible. Who's going to pay him $26 million
And Jimmy
for 1 year?
Jimmy Garoppolo would gladly take a pay cut. He's not that kind of a divisive guy. He's a team friendly. He's a team player. The locker room's not going to be divided. All the guys in the room love him. He returns as a starter because they understand they're that close to winning the NFC Championship game and winning a Super Bowl.
I
And
agree.
that's what they want.
We got to go, though. I'll be looking for you, I think, Wednesday or
Shout out to
Thursday.
everyone.
All right.
For sure. All right. Take care, Al.
Night show. All right, there he is, that man from Tennessee, Papa Dragon, PD, otherwise known as the police department.
What's going on?
Pop,
Shout out
man.
to Big Show.
Yeah.
But Coach Rivera coaches for Washington, not the Panthers.
He must have meant the coach of the Panthers.
No,
Got
that
the
he
name.
does not coach Sam Darnold. He coaches that other guy over in Washington.
Hey, have you heard anything about this? Did the coach in Carolina, did he mention Sam? Because, that is the Bible Belt. I don't know if they want Jimmy around there sleazing around and messing with women and porn stars.
First of all, I just want to thank Jimmy Garoppolo for bringing back that winning attitude to the locker room of the 49ers. I also want to thank Jimmy Garoppolo for hosting the 71st Hero-gasm event.
What? Are you making Hero-gasm?
Yes.
Is this something real? I've never heard of this.
Look, hey, listen, do yourself a favor. There's a TV show on Prime. There's a TV show the best TV show on Prime right now.
Yeah.
It's called The Boys. Do yourself a favor. If you like superhero shows,
I love them.
Watch it. If you hate superhero movies and shows, watch it. It's The Boys. Biggest thing that I've ever seen on television.
And there's Garoppolo's name up there, too. Hero-gasm episode sounds like us. Never mind. But go ahead.
So in any case,
you're so sick, Pop. I know what kind of viewing you do at home now. I hope you have the girls go to bed before you start watching them shows.
Hey, President Obama, that's on top of President Obama's TV show list is The Boys.
I got to watch
Check
this.
it out. You got to watch it. All right. So anyway, I'm not going to really respond to what the show is saying because I think that's his opinion and I get it. I do get it. But, the reality is that did Jimmy G get up in front of the press and say goodbye to us? Did he say that? And then he's recently said in the past few days that he hopes that the resolution happens very quickly. As I've explained before, when it comes to billionaires, there's different types of billionaires, but there's really two types. Ones that like to spend money and the ones that don't. Elon Musk likes to spend money on rocket ships and social media platforms.
He's building some facility up on Mars in a housing complex. Yep.
I'm just saying, it's like as much money as that dude has, why doesn't he own an NFL team? Anyway,
it's a lot of trouble.
It could be, but I'm just saying. Now, in overall looking at things, I can't control what happens with the Browns and the decisions that they made, and I don't see how somebody who's got like more accusers or just as many as Bill Cosby gets a $230 million contract.
Oh, ain't that the truth? My God.
Okay, great. He settled 20 of them, but he still has 6 pending, 4 with the one lawyer, 2 with another one. So, and I have this on reliable, people that I know in the industry, that the 49ers, they told Jimmy to work out whatever deal he can to get traded. When a team does that, typically means you're going to get traded. Now, me personally, I don't see it. I just don't, because no one values Jimmy G more than the 49ers do. Nobody. Because if that was the case, he would have been gone already, injury or not. When Peyton Manning had a bad net, people were trying to trade and sign him. So it's like, is he Peyton Manning? No, he's not. But I'm saying that if he is that valuable, then yes, people will be lined up for him. And is it wise for the 49ers to sit there and say, oh, we're still going to trade him and he has value, blah, blah, blah? Well, that's the trade game. You got to talk your player up and things like that. But the Yorks aren't the kind of billionaires. They're venture capitalists. They spend money on football one time a year. We all know what time that is. It's going to be in about 3 weeks. Debo's going to get his money. Okay? But that's their approach. If it was Jerry Jones, okay, for example, a billionaire that will spend money, then they would have signed Debo. Debo would be the highest paid receiver. He would have been that last year. But that price would have been around $20 million a year. Right? And has Jerry Jones made mistakes? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right.
I thought it was a rhetorical question. Because good God. Yes. Started with Jimmy Johnson. Good God, right. Jerry.
Browns are swinging big. But part of the delusion, I'm not going to call the fan base delusional. I'm not going to call Big Show delusional. I'm only telling you what I heard. And the reality is this. If Jimmy G wasn't injured, he would have been gone. Flat out. The biggest concern about Jimmy G is his injury history. Guess what? He's injured.
Even as we speak.
What takes his value into the toilet. You're not going to get a second. You're not going to get a third. The draft where they took Mac Jones, the Patriots offered the 49ers a 6th. Okay? But that is an opening offer. That could have been a 4, could have been 3. You don't know. So we can speculate all we want to. This whole thing that, Jimmy G is Joe Montana, or he's Steve Young, or even worst case scenario, he's Garcia or Kaepernick. It's just not accurate. The numbers aren't there. He's efficient. That's what the numbers tell you. Jimmy Garoppolo is efficient, especially in the middle of the field where some of his stats are elite. Where he is not elite is touchdown to interception ratio. Where he is not elite is the fact that he turns the ball over on average once per start. That is not elite. So if you go and trade all these picks for a player, I'm not saying
20 and 12 times.
I'm not.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not saying that Jimmy G is not going to be there, because honestly, I don't know. But I will tell you this: the Yorks are not the Joneses. They're not Elon Musk's. They're not. What they do, it shows you what they do. It shows you. You watch how they spend their money. They will throw these really back-ended contracts that seem like they're big contracts at players that may have had a good year, or they're coming off an injury or something like that. Or even when they throw that money at them, then they start getting injured. And then you have a player who is clearly one of the top 3 players in the entirety of the NFL, and he's still unpaid. That's who the Yorks are. So I find it highly doubtful that they're going to allow Jimmy G to be released because they owe him $7.5 million. Although, in my opinion, if it was my team, I pay that money to Jimmy, as a thank you, man. Yeah, go try to find yourself a team. I'll release you. I will still pay you this money because you can always come back to us.
Mm-hmm.
But Jimmy G doesn't have...
Because it's too late now. No matter what they do, Jimmy's going to take the brunt of the nastiness on this deal. Even if they wait till September. Okay, Jimmy, good luck to you in your life ahead. Ooh.
Well, I already know. I agree with you. But if I'm Jimmy G, would you want to come back here?
No, he already said he didn't. He said that in an interview. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. He doesn't want to go through this situation anymore.
That's what I'm saying. So there's too many facts. There's just too many facts overall that will lead me to believe that he's not coming back here. And even if he does, he's not going to be the same Jimmy because upstairs,
mentally,
whatever that little,
it may have been crushed. Yeah, Pop, as usual, always shedding incredible light on subjects. But we got to go. You're a man of many wisdom words, fam. I really love it. But Pop,
but don't you worry.
Bookmark it.
Don't you worry. The star of the 49ers is Kyle Shanahan and his system. That is the star. And I will end with this.
We'll agree on that too. I know exactly. We need to have a show about that. Yeah. It's the system.
It is the system. And now he's got probably the best athlete. He said, and then this whole thing about mechanics is horseshit. No coach sits around and digs on mechanics this, mechanics that. Phillip Rivers had the worst mechanics I've ever seen in my life.
Phillip Rivers was ugly throw.
Josh Allen has horrible mechanics. He's throwing the ball from his hips. You go watch his tape, but no one complains because the ball's going 60 yards on the road.
And winning helps, or else they'd be complaining all day.
They weren't winning before. Before.
I know. He was the developmental project.
Can't make an omelet without breaking some eggs, bro. All right.
There you go. All right, Bob. Appreciate you, fam. I'm going to check out Herogasm. The boys.
No,
all right, fam.
The boys. The last episode was Herogasm.
Night, Bob. The boys.
All right.
When you think about the boys, I already think about the Cowboys too, because everybody calls them the boys. Because hey, yo, E. All right, let's give you some time. And it is one half of the founding member, FTNT. He is Trey from VA. How did I know he was going to be chomping at the bit to get on this matter? As he makes his way down through the aisle, he's giving fives to everybody as he walks up to the podium.
And I do mean fine. Brother Ronbo, how are we doing tonight, sir? How you doing, man?
Fabulous. I just got through eating,
It has been cute and cuddly. It has been kisses and hugs between you and the Big Show. Did you guys enjoy that little love fest between the two of you?
Well, Pop and I were pretty lovable there, I thought.
Because there are a lot of people listening right now that have waited for this. I wanted to show Big Show respect because of what happened last time, so I didn't want to cut in. I started to cut in on this call. I was like, you know what? The fact that you guys, shout out to you, Brother Ronbo. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to TNT. That is my TNT brother, but is the narrative now that why, Jimmy G is still here, we must want to keep him? Is that what you guys are going with? Is that the best you got?
I did enjoy that, but go ahead.
Is that the best that you got? I mean, because that's adorable. That's cute and cuddly. Let's keep it 100. Jimmy G's here because nobody wants him. I've never seen an email a bulletin board, a billboard, a text message, a SOS, a telegram. Please listen to me more than the 49ers gave to 31 other teams saying, take this guy. Guess what teams did? They decided to go with Marcus Mariota and Mitch Trubisky. Guys that were backups last year got starting jobs. Didn't Pop just tell you that injuries ain't the reason why Jimmy G didn't get traded for it? Because people get traded injured all the time. Is that not right, Ronbo? Injuries don't stop. I was wrong. I admit I was wrong. I said it. I said, you know what? Jimmy G is here because he's injured. Ha! Silly me. He's not here.
Wait. When did you say that? I don't ever remember you saying
I
that.
I said that plenty of times. I said, you know what? It's because he's too hurt. I said he's too hurt to play. He's too hurt to be traded.
Could have sworn you were one of the guys that said he was absolute garbage, and the league has spoken,
and he's too hurt to
and
be
that
traded.
nobody wants him. In fact, I'm pretty sure I heard you say
Nobody
that.
nobody wants an injured quarterback, Ronbo. Nobody. But here's the funny thing, Ronbo. Did you know that Jimmy's QBR has went down every single year since 2019?
Yeah,
I'm talking about the game. 19,
well, like you said,
20,
he's garbage.
21.
Yeah.
I didn't say that. I didn't say he's garbage. You guys are Jimmy won 9 games.
You said the league has spoken.
Nine.
Nobody wants him.
Jimmy, nobody wants him. I didn't say he was garbage. I said nobody wants him.
The league has spoken.
Is anybody beating down our door?
Yeah.
Has anybody called the 49ers for Jimmy G and given us a play? They haven't given us a 6th-round pick.
I have no idea.
You mean you have no idea? What are you talking about?
I've heard several conflicting reports. I don't know.
We are going to try a high school. Jimmy G is gonna have a high school tryout in 2 weeks to prove that to prove to 31 other teams that he's healthy. Okay, and so
him and Cap. Well, Cap's actually in motion.
I mean, the point of the matter is, okay, this is ridiculous. Okay, I've had enough. Okay, this is Trey Lance's team. You know. Now, Jimmy G won 9 games last year, Ronbo. 9. What part of 9 games is so great that we have to let go? We can't let go. 9 games, Ronbo. 9. Wasn't even double digits. Trey Lance in the second year can get us 9 games. I'm calling it right now. We win 10 games at least with Trey Lance, and that's not hard. But let's talk about some 49ers football, because
I thought that's what we were
the
doing.
quarterback stuff is the low-hanging fruit. No, I mean, we know why Jimmy G's here. He's here because no team wants to trade him.
There it is.
We have to wait. We have to wait till a quarterback gets suspended
or hurt
for him to get traded or injured.
Mm-hmm.
You know. I mean, there is one place he could go, but I understand why John Lynch doesn't want to release him because he doesn't want to embarrass Jimmy, and then he go to Seattle and throw multiple interceptions against us. I mean, are you afraid to play Jimmy G? I don't think you are. Not like you'd have to worry about him stretching the field.
Well, actually, I am concerned because I know there's more to football than just stretching the field. Because if that be the case,
what do you mean
then we wouldn't have won
Ronbo,
all the games that we won.
Do you know how hard it is to play football in a phone booth? Do you know how hard it is to play football 20 yards at a time? 10 yards at a time?
Yeah, I can tell you right now, 2019 Super Bowl, 2022 NFC CG.
It's terrible. You know what you couldn't do in the fourth quarter, Ronbo? Hit that deep ball that you needed to hit. You know why? Because you hadn't practiced it all year because you can't do it.
Well, there you go.
Call it what you want. Peyton Manning hits that. True, Russell Wilson hits that. He throws a beautiful deep ball. You know why? Because they practice it. You know what we did this training camp, something I've never seen a 49er team do on the couch training. They practiced the deep ball. Practiced it. You know why?
They did it last year, Trey.
Accurately. With who, Ronbo?
Trey and Jimmy were throwing the ball downfield. Trey, you don't seem to understand DK Metcalf and some of the people you mentioned. We don't have that.
Brandon Ayuk is good enough to get open downfield. Deebo Samuel is good enough. You know who's criminally underused downfield? George Kittle. Guess who's going to be catching more passes downfield? The funniest thing is this, Ronbo, and I'll get out of here. You know when George Kittle had his most success downfield? That 1,600-yard all-pro season with Nick Mullins.
When Jimmy was hurt.
If that proof isn't in, we're talking about downfield passing, Ronbo, and you have convinced yourself that the NFL in 2021 and 2022 should not involve downfield passing. It's a 1950 style of ball that you want us to play.
And this
A
is
team hasn't
2022.
won like this.
And
A team hasn't won like this
Yeah.
since the Baltimore Ravens and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and you're forcing us to play like this with Jimmy G,
So
Brad Johnson,
force that
Jimmy
ball
Dilfer.
downfield and see what
You know?
happens.
You
Matt
know?
Stafford.
But the funny thing about those guys is they didn't mess it up in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
They didn't mess it up in the NFC Championship game. I know. And I sound bitter because I'm telling the truth. I'm sorry.
Well, in your own mind, you're telling the truth. But for me, Trey, you are just spinning the truth. You don't just
Isn't that
throw
what
the
you
ball
and Big Show
downfield
just
all
did?
day
You
unless
guys
you
said that.
have the kind of offense that actually
What do you mean all
benefits
day,
from
Ron?
it,
What do
Trey.
you make it seem like I want to throw? Ronbo, we talking
you
about
just
one or
said-
two shots a game. Can we
You
get
just
that?
said.
Can we get one or two shots a game? Can we back the defense up a little bit? Can we make it easier for the run game?
If
Just a
we
little
could, I'm sure Kyle Shanahan would. The myth that Jimmy
We
Garoppolo cannot
could.
throw the
We
ball
can now.
downfield.
What are you talking about? We got rid of the. We
We
got
do.
rid of the hindrance.
We do.
Ronbo.
We do. We
We
got a
did.
speedster
We
now,
done.
and hopefully we can drop the
Yeah.
bomb to him.
But
But
here's
Trey,
what you're gonna do, Ronbo.
what?
The minute Danny Gray catches a deep ball, you're gonna say we didn't have that last year. That's what you're gonna do.
Well, you know in
So it's gonna
advance.
have to be
You've already.
Ayuk, Kittle,
You know what? I'm
Debo.
going to be the adult in the room. I'm going to see it,
Okay.
and I'm going to notice it. I know it. You know it, but I'm not going to
Okay,
be
damn,
sitting
that's a
around
pretty
talking
pass.
about it. It's not
You're
my
gonna say,
style.
damn, that's a free pass.
It's not
I
my
haven't
style.
seen one of those in a long time. You're gonna say you haven't seen a deep ball like that since Jeff Garcia. That's what you're gonna say. You're gonna say,
Cap
wow,
used to
that's
throw
cool.
it.
You know, Jeff Garcia used to hit those deep balls.
Cap used to
I
hit
know we're
burning
going
way
deep.
downfield. Yeah.
Cap did. The only thing about Cap that I'm a little concerned about with Trey, and I want to see it this year, and I'll be honest about this, is I want to see some more touch on the ball. Okay?
Ooh.
I know last year he had the finger issue. It's kind of hard
Okay.
to touch on the ball when you got the finger issue. So, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and act like Trey
He's going to be
and
perfect.
great.
He's
but
going to be perfect.
No,
So
I'm going to
look-
critique Trey just as hard as I critique Jimmy, if not more, because I expect more. You
Okay.
guys think I'm going to take it easy on Trey? I'm going to be on Trey like white on rice, okay?
Oh.
Because I
No,
expect more.
One thing I
Because
can
I
can
expect
attest
more.
to, yeah, Trey is always on the quarterback, so that's true. Trey,
I expect more.
Trey,
I got to go. I'll
you
talk
got-
to you later, Ron.
All right. Have a good night,
I
fam.
know. I hear it in your voice. Man.
And you know I love
Tell
you.
me, I'm a vet. I'll talk to you later, man. Shout out to
Night.
production. Thank you for letting me get that off. You know what I'm saying? I know that I'll hear from the big show at another time.
Yeah, he's coming after you now. Night, Trey.
So come get it, man. I'll let
All right, fam. Oh, I love when he does that. Hey, Brian, bring the law in.
Once again, to all the 49er nation, the law says,
Empire.
know your role and shut your mouth. Ronbo,
Rams.
don't
Yes.
do this. Ronbo, don't do this to yourself.
What?
Don't do this to yourself.
What?
Hey, you and Trey again. Didn't I tell you? Didn't I
I
have a
know,
discussion with you about you and Trey?
Brian, I tried to just sit and listen. I wasn't bad. I didn't get in there. Trey was doing most of the
Okay.
talking.
Okay. All right.
He
Okay.
will not
I'm
let it
just
go.
checking.
But he
I'm-
promised to be as
I'm just
bad
checking.
on Trey next year as he has been Jimmy.
Okay.
So, you know. But he likes
Okay.
Kirk Cousins for some reason.
He likes Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, he does. He
Yeah.
had me liking Kirk Cousins that year, too.
Mr.
2017.
Yeah. I don't know. But anyway,
Brian didn't know
Ronbo,
what
how
to
you
say.
how you doing, Ronbo? What we talking about today?
I'm fine. You know what?
What's
We're
the focus?
looking at the strange thing about the Jimmy Garoppolo situation. Now they're saying that he's about to throw, and that's going to bring him, the spotlight's going to swing in his direction now. And the 49ers, everybody thinks that Jimmy on the team is stopping them from playing Debo, which is, they've made it clear that Debo will get paid when we get ready to pay his ass, and we don't care how much noise he makes, right? So it has nothing to do with Jimmy, and if it did, they would get rid of him, right? So now there's all kind of questions when Jimmy comes back and he's out there throwing. Eric said earlier this evening they're going to take a video of Jimmy out there throwing the ball and send it around the league. He says, guys, now we're starting to get into pure fallacy. But I don't. Brian, explain what's going to happen to Jimmy G. You know, there's all kind of very strange options. But what do you think?
I'm thinking this. Okay, so if Jimmy G, is he cleared to throw?
Not
Let me
yet.
ask that question.
Another 2 or 3 weeks.
Okay, I think they're gonna once he's cleared to throw, and I think they're gonna see where they're gonna see where he's at, because that will dictate the powers that be, the bargaining power. They say, if he comes in and he's throwing the ball everywhere, then they can kind of sell that to other prospects. If they're trying to trade him, I think the last thing, I don't think they're gonna cut him. That might be the last. That'll be the last thing. I think that'll be the very last thing. I think if all other options are to the side or whatever, then they might say, okay, we're just gonna go ahead and part ways and count our losses.
But Brian,
But I think they're gonna get something. They're gonna try to get something first.
Yeah, because unlike one thing I do disagree with Pop as far as the Yorks. I think the Yorks can look, guys. You know what? He cost us a fortune, and now we're not going to get anything in return. And we really do believe that there's got to be some other way to settle this. I think it's a sticking point somewhere in the upper echelons of this organization.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I think they're going to see. I think they're going to see where he's at. Before they try to ship him off to, whatever team,
cut.
whatever.
Yeah, just say cut and goodbye and good night. It's like that date you had as a teenager, and you spent all your little lunch money and everything else, and at the front door she said, good night. Wait, whoa, wait a minute. It's going to be one of them situations,
What would you, Ronbo, what would you think? What do you think we can get Jimmy G for? What kind of pick could we get him for? Could he get at least? Do you think he'll be able to get at least a third or fourth?
Yeah. To be fair, he's accomplished enough now that you should at least get a third or fourth. I just don't know the value to what team though, and like was just pointed out, like Pop did point out something. Kyle Shanahan's system is also one that certain quarterbacks are going to flourish in, and it seems like every quarterback except for that idiot, what's his name, Money Man from Cleveland, Money. Wow, what is his name? The small little guy that played for Texas.
Deshaun Watson.
No. Manziel. Manziel struggled. But I don't think they played together very long. I think Shanahan didn't really care for Manziel. So, but they beat us.
Yeah.
That game we played them that year, I was so embarrassed.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Ooh, but, I mean, for what it's worth, Larry Ronbo, I'll be glad however it gets settled.
Yes.
I'll be glad when it gets settled. I want to. Remember last time I talked about moving forward. I want to move forward. I want to move forward. I want to move forward with the Jimmy G thing. I want that chapter closed. I want to go forward as far as getting Debo paid, reach an agreement. By hook or by crook, please reach an agreement. Hopefully we get it done before the season starts.
You have to.
Because
Debo could sit out, but you know what? It's a problem. He cannot sit out. And people understand Debo has no leverage. He has another year left on his contract. That's why the 49ers are clowning him. Debo acted up, and they're actually punishing him. All right, you go act a fool? Okay, you know what? August. And there's nothing you can do about it. See, they took that route. They did that to him. He might have been paid by now if he wasn't making all that sand, raising all that sand.
All that tripping, they're gonna get you done. If they got Kittle and Fred and Trent, they got all those heavy hitters. They got them done. They're gonna
in
get
July
them.
and August.
They're gonna square you away.
Yeah,
right. That's the zone.
We don't pay people in April, Debo. That's why I was worried about him. I thought they might bend over this year and do it, but they didn't. And you see what happened. They went quiet. Silence.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. But They'll get it. They'll get it done, though. They'll get it done.
And make him look
I'm gonna
foolish
tell
to be
you,
the highest paid man in football, right? I mean, the highest paid wide receiver.
Yeah.
And they'll be saying things like, see, we take care of people that we want in Debo, and you know this. So what was that?
Yeah. Now Ronbo, I don't mean to put nothing more on your plate, but I thought about this today too. I said we might want to be on the radar for this time next year, looking for a new defensive coordinator. If he mess around and have a good, what's his name? What's our DC name?
D'Amico Ryans. Yeah, I've already anticipated that myself. Yeah, that's why Vic Fangio was running around a few weeks ago.
If he has a top 5, if he mess around and he has a top 5 finish, he's going to leave.
Yeah, he'll have to. It's too much money. He's going to leave.
And there's somebody, it could be a head coach, or it could be another DC position that might offer more money or whatever. But either way,
it'll be a HC because he won't want to. He can stay in San Francisco to be a DC. So he'll. I don't know who'd want to pick him up as an HC, but he'll get picked up. The man is brilliant. So, well, Brian, looks like we're going to run out of time. I tell you what, though, I'm going to look for you Wednesday or Thursday. I'm not sure which day you get, but always appreciate you.
All right, then, good man. Shout out to you. Shout out to production, and shout out to the 49ers faithful. The law is finally out.
Unfortunately. I appreciate you, fam. Talk to you later.
See you Wednesday, Ronbo.
Looking forward to
See
it.
you Wednesday. Yeah.
Good night.
Don't let them see you sweat.
Nah. I've learned to handle it. Night, fam. Hey, yo.
All right,
night. Ellis.
Ron Bizzle.
Wait a minute. Let me just address. Ready to go. Mediocrity. There's no fans leaving the 49er fan base due to mediocrity. He's lost how many times? They won 1 game out of 7, and yet our fans are making an exit due to what mediocrity are you speaking of? You lost to us last year, the year before. Please, give it a rest. Why do I pay attention to him, Ellis? Okay, I had to get that off my chest. It was
and you identify as a man, but you wear women's clothing, so we're all confused. Anyway, what's happening?
I was we're looking at the Jimmy G situation is coming back into focus again, because when he went into the hospital, I said, "Oh, okay, that's a done deal." All right, here we are now. We're 2 or 3 weeks away, and the choices are going to have to be made. Is Jimmy going to come running out on the field, trip, ball? Oh, it's my leg! Oh, Jimmy, get up! We're not paying you. What's going to happen next? And do we say goodbye to Jimmy on what's our first game? September, whatever. It was last August, whatever. And now he can't go find another team to play on. Man, that's really, I don't know. This is an ugly situation no matter what happens. What's going to happen to him?
Well, I mean, clearly we're waiting to pay Debo because we don't, we need to have that money and we need to get Jimmy off the books.
You really think Jimmy's money
Jimmy's not going to take a significant pay cut like that.
You really think
that's what I'm.
You think his money weighs on Jimmy's existence, Debo? You really think that?
If we sign Jimmy at the number right now that he's
they won't be able to pay Trey.
We won't be able to pay Debo Samuel.
All right.
And then he's gonna hold out, and he's gonna cause it's gonna be an uproar. That's why he hasn't gotten paid yet.
You think so? But why would they play with Debo like that?
Yeah, that's what I'm assuming. At least. Well, if they don't got the damn money, they're technically not playing. They're just in a pinch right now. They're in a bind. They can't give him money that they don't have right now. What's the salary cap right now? How much money we got in salary cap right now?
I don't know right now. All I know is the people they signed. I don't know how they signed. Why don't I tell Debo this? I mean, why have him out there raging like that, though? I don't understand that part. And also, Fred Warner and GK, they waited till now to pay them as well. Is this? Were they going to change the trend just for Debo? You think? This is the part I'm confused about.
Well, at first we didn't have the money problems that we have right now. We got guys. You know, these are guys that are waiting
Which
to
is
get
why I asked the
their
question
money
as
right
to,
now. We still got
as
him
to
and Nick.
why did you make Fred and GK wait then? This is why I don't understand. What?
We had it, we planned on keeping Jimmy at that time, right? I mean, we still had Jimmy. He was under contract. He was, he was our
True.
starting quarterback, and that was who we,
But they
so
could have paid Fred and George way earlier and would have saved some money, because you had other people getting paid, which raised their prices. Why wait? There's just why wait? That's why I say
they didn't anticipate. Go ahead.
Jimmy's. I'm just because why wait? Because Jimmy is. If they've already said they've got this all budgeted up. They've already got Javaris Ward. They've signed this guy. They've signed this guy. They've signed this guy. If the 49ers had money issues, I think Jimmy would really be gone. Why wait?
I mean, you pose it's a good question. So we're all just trying to figure it out and see what makes sense. But nobody can really predict exactly what the hell is going on. But it just seems as though after those signings, after we needed to restructure. I mean, Alex Mack was planning on, I'm guessing retiring, but maybe considering the money situation and everything, it just made it a lot more easier. We were able to get those contracts because right after we restructured Alex Mack and he retired, we signed our rookies. We didn't sign him before retiring Alex Mack. We signed him after. So clearly we're in the pinch for money.
So we're going to wait till September to sign Debo. We're going to release Jimmy and D Ford. And then Debo sitting there and said, I'm telling y'all right now, man, y'all play with me like that? Are you serious? I don't want to play. I'm sitting out the season. I don't care what I can already see him going nuts, So I'm saying, I can't imagine.
Yeah, he's going to be hot.
Yes, that's why I know George Kittle's right. They're paying Debo within the next 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Could be wrong.
They got to pay him.
George said he might be wrong too, though. I still think they don't appreciate Debo acting out, and they just want to send a message to everybody else on the team. Look, having a fit is not going to get you paid any sooner than we want to pay.
Yeah, man. I mean, they got to take care of it. They got to make it happen. And I figure in between that time, Jimmy more than likely, be gone. But I just don't see us. What I don't see is us keeping him, paying him all of that money without a restructure, and Trey being a starter.
Yeah, that's asking too much.
That's what I don't see happening.
Yeah,
I don't give a shit about all this other stuff that we throwing around on the wall. What I don't see at all is us having a $20-something million salary at the quarterback position and Trey being the starter. I just feel like that's going to end up being a thing where it's like, well, we had to, Jimmy's here and he's been with the team for this many years, and it's going to come back to that. And I just don't see that being. It doesn't look right because everything's been going in the direction to the fixation's been on Trey, the attention's been on Trey, and then all of a sudden it shifts back to Jimmy Garoppolo. It would look so sloppy. I mean, there's no real professional way to go about it. It's already looking crazy, you know what I mean? And Kyle said himself, they didn't anticipate pretty much Jimmy having this situation where the shoulder needed to be repaired, and it interfered with the trade process. So,
but
if they were already on deck to get him out of there.
Kyle still refuses to name his start opening day quarterback, though.
Oh, yeah. I mean, because he's never just going to does he ever just tell us what the hell he's going to do? Doesn't he always keep everybody guessing, keep everybody pretty much at at the edge of their seat? Isn't it always suspense with him? So this is nothing new.
All the time. That's why it's hard to really nail down what are you people doing?
Yeah. No, I agree. I just don't. I don't see it really being something that got the stuff with Cleveland and all that. I mean, if Deshaun doesn't play, if he gets suspended for a full season,
he is.
I think Jimmy's on the first thing smoking.
To Cleveland?
Because he's definitely better than Baker Mayfield. Baker's got a stronger, probably, arm down the field, but Jimmy
Got
Jimmy,
between the years.
I think Jimmy is better than Baker. I think Jimmy. I'll say.
Can they afford $26 million though? Because they just got through paying their next 10
It's going
years.
to be restructured. He's not going to get that 26, Ronbo. He's not going to get that 26 million, Ronbo. If he goes to the Texans, maybe. If he goes to the Texans, maybe he could probably get that, or he could get closer to it. But
a re-sign and trade is a possibility. I just don't see Cleveland wanting to deal with that situation at all. Because you know what? Next year, Jacoby Brissett was mentioned today in the news, ironically. And Baker Mayfield is mad as hell. I don't think he's going to play with the Cleveland Browns ever again. So it's really interesting to see what's going to happen there, too. Whether our situation with Cleveland and San Francisco is connected is another story, though.
Yeah. And Baker going to well, he's a little bit older than Drew Lock, but I mean, it's going to be kind of crazy if he ends up going to Seattle, and then it's two guys who kind of drafted not far from each other that are competing, for the starting position. It's going to be a mess over there in Seattle too. So, we just need to make sure that we got the security that we need here necessary for us, because we can't have the quarterback position be
a mess,
with all this stuff
a locker room, a media magnet. We got to go though, fam. I'll be back Wednesday or Thursday. I'm not sure just yet. Looking for you. We missed it last time too. All right.
That's a bet. Yeah. Much love, Ronbo. Appreciate you for the platform as always.
Thanks.
Make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe. And these other fans here, man, in here, except for Tony Wright, man. These good people. These guys got to get a life, man. They got to get a life, man.
Shout out to the squad.
Stop wearing women's undergarments, ready to croak. Mother didn't raise you that way.
She might have. Night Ellis. Hey, Tony.
Hey, Ronbo.
Tony, there's something funny about it's going to be interesting to see what we do when Jimmy leaves, as our conversations always seem to gravitate, no matter else what we're talking about. We got to talk about Mrs. Garoppolo's baby boy, Jimmy. And what's funny about Jimmy, though? I'm looking at this show called The Boys, too, Tony. Google that up. Jimmy Garoppolo never says much. He's sort of a quiet guy, keeps to himself in his life. But he is in the conversation. His name comes out of more mouths. I'd love to know how many people say the word, whether it be in vain or praise. Does his name get mentioned within a 24-hour period? Oh, God. The guy could run for an office. But Tony, there it is. It's almost time to start talking about him in volume. Starting the next couple of weeks, it's going to get very interesting. What are you thinking?
Look at this fucking idiot. Stay there, you fucking dopey. Sorry, Ronbo.
See, here's the thing. When I drive, I'm just like, I know exactly what's going on. He's out driving around, and it doesn't change no matter where you're in the world. People piss you off when you're driving.
He's in a truck. I'm in a 22-wheeler, and he's trying to go around the corner with me.
Idiot.
Tony, you know what? Tony, you have to do meditation or anything like that, because as a driver, I get road rage constantly. As a professional driver, you see this all the time.
Yeah, we're actually around the world. Truck drivers are angels, Ronbo. They save lives every day, right? Because we have the right to stick you under the triaxle. You can go flying underneath the back of the trailer, no problem at all, and it won't be our fault.
Oh, that'd be ugly.
It won't be our fault, right?
I know.
But most of us aren't like that. We save stupid idiot people's lives, from...
I believe it. I know. I see a big rig.
But if you're a truck driver, the easiest thing to do is have a bucket of bolts next to you.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and if you really get that mad, instead of jumping out of the truck with a baseball bat or a samurai sword or something like that that's going to get you into trouble, just throw it. Just grab a handful of bolts and just throw them at the car.
As he passes by. That's going to be $1,000 pay job minimum.
Well, they can't say, well, what hit your car? I don't know. They can't bloody trace nuts and bolts back there, can they?
No. That's awesome.
But yeah, shout out to Big Show. Thanks for your kind words, brother. And like piggyback on what he said. I think we've discussed it before, Ronbo. And win has to be now. It can't be in 3 years' time because, like Big Show said, some of the players are getting older, and then you might suffer from a mass exodus of players going, okay, we're out of this shit. We need to go to another team.
Yeah, it's a real possibility.
Yeah,
those guys are not teenagers. They're not even in their 20s. Well, they have late 20s.
I mean, the conversation on all parts of Trey Lance is promising, but we haven't seen it in action yet. We're all eagerly awaiting and hoping that it's all going to turn out right. But if they let Jimmy G go, and another thing is, did Deebo Samuel come to camp just so he doesn't get fined? Or did he come because he wanted to
I've been
be
there
there?
since Marshawn Lynch. You know what, Tony? If there was we were on a quiz show and we had to answer that question, I would hit the buzzer and say yes. You know why? Because he still hasn't rescinded that trade offer, that trade demand.
Exactly.
He's in the camp because he doesn't want to get fined.
Can you imagine these? Oh, I can't, but could you imagine these headlines, Ronbo? Breaking news. Deebo Samuel and Jimmy Garoppolo have joined up with Pete the Cheat over at Seattle Seahawks.
They're both asking to be traded to the Hawks.
Imagine they actually signed them. With DK Metcalf and crew over there.
Oh,
you think
God.
Pete the Cheat won't approach? You think Pete the Cheat won't approach Jimmy Garoppolo to go over there? Of course he will.
With Trey,
as soon as they let him go, mate.
Yeah, with Lockett
will be over there.
and DK, that's a good tandem. And when you got Deebo too, my God, I think most quarterbacks will succeed with that trio.
There you go. And we don't even know where he's going to go.
Yeah,
I think that's the $1 million question. You know what I mean? Everyone's probably more eager to see where he's going to end up. Because whoever's going to get him, I mean, let's face it, he's had a couple of injuries, but some of them have been freak accidents. You know what I mean? Like the knee one was,
that was bad.
The ankle.
Yeah, well, they're always
falling on
like
him.
that. Well, the guy that threw him on the ground, that was like, wasn't that you that said that tackle was hardly anywhere near legal? That body slamming crushed his hand. The Cowboys, I don't know what happened there. I didn't even hear about it. They said his shoulder got injured. I didn't even see it.
Yeah, well, in that one, he tried to cover up for his hand, fell on his shoulder. But
oh, that's right.
The referees, I don't know. The refs don't seem to call, throw flags for 49ers in particular as they do for other teams' quarterbacks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, there was a still picture of in the Super Bowl when we played. This guy had it, and I've lost it. I can't find it. No one's got it anymore. And it was Jimmy, the guy that was tackling me,
and
had smacked him through the helmet in the nose,
and then no flag. And how about the time the guy threw Jimmy up into the stands from the sideline? I said, you know what? How's that not a flag? That was unnecessary roughness.
Yeah. And I think the refs are a bit to blame there, but it's a bit of an exciting time that we're in, but it's also a bit of a dangerous time as well, because no one wants to go back to when we're all swearing at each other on your show in 2015. And, Emilio would come on and say to you, garbage, Ronbo. The whole bloody team's garbage.
I know. That used to
You
bother
guys
me so mad because I was in denial. Our team was bad, but I didn't want to talk about it. You know, so now.
And he'd end up being right all the time.
Yes, you know. And this is why, Tony, I appreciate Jimmy, unlike a lot of people, because we were still in the cesspool in 2017, and he came in and he shined a light on us, and we became relevant from that point until now. So that's why when people ask me to hate Jimmy G, you guys may as well sell that to somebody else. It ain't going to happen here. I'm not about to start hating Jimmy G.
You can't hate the person, you know. Trading him or sending him to another team is a different story. But you can't also deny what he done for the team either.
Yeah. So
and if Big Show's right,
wouldn't that be funny?
if Big Show's right, oh mate, shock horror. There's going to be a lot of people
pissed,
swearing and carrying on. And,
God. But you know what? Winning cures everything, Tony. If indeed Garoppolo does stay and they swing the narrative saying, well, we made a decision. Jimmy Garoppolo, we could not trade him, as you know, but what we've decided is it gives us ample time to train a little further with Trey Lance, who we think is going to be a great quarterback in the future. Now, we're going to work with him a little longer to get him up to speed, and we're going to go into the 2020 season with him. And you know, that's going to cause rage like you would never have seen. Tony, real quick, though, because we got to wrap it up. I'm getting pressure from production.
And another thing, just one last thing, Ronbo. Like, you know my thoughts on keyboard warriors and that guy that said something about the other Tony's mum. You're a pissant, mate. That's all you are. Don't say shit that you're not prepared to say to somebody's face. And talking about people's mothers is not cool.
He apologized for that. He said he didn't do it. But, yeah. Anyway. Tony, good call.
Man, I don't like stuff like that.
I agree. I've asked people, begged people not to do that, but that's going to be another rule we're going to set up. Anyway.
Keyboard warriors, mate.
All right, fam. Talk to you later.
Shout out to everyone and see you in the next chapter, bro.
Looking forward to it. Wednesday or Thursday, Tony. All right.
Well, all right, mate. Cheers.
Cheers. And Shabazz, come on in, Shabazz. Get back. Let's get started. Hey, Shabazz, are you awake? Shabazz!
Well, I didn't hear you call me.
Oh, I thought you were out. I thought I heard snoring. Shabazz, come on in.
What's going on, Ronbo?
Shabazz, fam, we're looking at the situation now. Okay, all of a sudden, Jimmy's come back into focus, right? Since now you're looking at, they're saying Jimmy's about to start throwing. When really the question is, why? If you guys say what you are going to do is real, wrap him up in bubble wrap and put him over in a corner and do something else. Shabazz, what's going to happen next?
In light of, you don't never want something bad to happen for something else to happen good or whatever. I think if Watson ain't good to go, Cleveland's on the menu. I see that's logical to send them to Cleveland and see if we can get something out of that. I just don't want them being back in our division. They're all in, and everybody's all in on Trey. Everybody with their comments, I'm listening. I don't know if I did pass out. I probably would have to pass out because it would probably be raising my blood pressure talking about how everybody that's not on board with Trey. Like, I have never seen a more, I don't even know the words to describe us as 49er fans. And we ought to be ashamed of ourselves, and me included. I'm not just throwing y'all under the bus. I'm throwing me under the bus, too, because we're a bunch of brats, Ronbo. And 49er, man.
That's why they call us the whiners, man.
I hate that. They do, don't they? The 40 whiners. It kills me. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, to listen to you guys, sometimes I'm like, and we nitpick about every little thing. I mean, the boy could go 13 and 4 this year, Ronbo, and somebody gonna call in and say, "Here, bus, we should have won 17 games." Like, come on, man, stop with the madness, man.
Yeah.
But I do want what's best for Jimmy and what's best for the franchise, and I don't see him coming back in there, being happy. Now I told you before the last time, I would love to keep Jimmy so he's there as a blanket for Trey. I would.
And we both. If nothing else, yes, I agree with that. Oh my God.
I would love to keep him if he's there as a blanket.
Nate Sudfeld standing by. Oh my Lord.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Debo. Like, I would talk to him if I was Shanahan and I was Lynch. I would ask him, kid, what do we do? Could we fix it? And like any relationship, if you told me, Ronbo, hey, Shabazz, I don't like you, or I'm upset with you, and I don't want you coming around here no more, I would say I understand and I apologize. And if it's not able to be fixed, then that's a relationship with someone that I care for deeply, that's just gone. And if he truly still feels that way, then you know what? Package his butt up too. And I've been telling everybody that. Because I could think of a whole lot of players I love to bring in the red and gold if he don't want to stay. Sorry.
Shabazz, though,
I'm not nobody.
Just on that subject, though, the 49ers, with this standard procedure every year, should they alter that policy? It seems to have become a policy. We don't pay folks until July and August.
No, they didn't. He has to remember. He's talking about Bosa and everybody else. You wasn't the first-round pick. Yeah, you're great. Kittle wasn't a first-round pick. Warner wasn't a first-round pick. They waited. Be patient. What are you in a rush for? They weren't first-rounders. Okay? They weren't first-rounders, man.
But Debo could see he was part of this team. There's no need to act out. Of course they're going to pay you. Of course.
And the fan base loves you.
Yes.
But for cats like you, Ronbo, cats like me, cats that are 49 fans that's over 45, like how I am. Hey, are you kidding? We watched Joe and Jerry wear different uniforms. I don't care about none of y'all.
Yes.
Right. So if you don't have the patience to say, hey, you know what? Hey, I could holler. Because I tell you, there's a couple people, and there's a team out there right now licking their chops, and it's a team all of us hate. Well, all of us real 49er fans. And I would trade them to Dallas. Everybody think I'm crazy. I would trade
Debo to Dallas?
Yep.
No, anybody but Dallas. Shabazz, anybody but them. Oh, no. Oh, I don't like no Cowboys.
Ronbo, there's a player in Dallas. There's a player in Dallas. I'll wrap Debo up with a second round or first round pick for him. I can
Which
get
one?
Straight up. Michael Parsons.
I know. Mika and Fred. Well, wouldn't that be a combo?
Ooh. Now imagine him with how great he is and get of a player he is on our defense.
They'd run Jerry out of Texas. Even though he is the biggest man there.
Hey, and Jerry is crazy enough to do it. Jerry is just crazy enough to do it. He getting up there in age. His faculties might be slowing down.
I think they did that a while back. And when he got rid of Jimmy Jones, I think there was something wrong. Jimmy Johnson.
So we get. So I'm just saying that's all hypothetical. I don't want everybody going off on me in the chat. I think that'll be the fairest trade. I'm saying, you talking about getting your return on investment right there? Hey, have me Michael Parsons. I'll trade him to Dallas. It ain't like Dak knows to do with him anyway.
Yeah.
So.
Well.
Yeah, it's a sad state of affairs, but hey, it is what it is, man. Shout out to my boy Leon. Shout out to you. Shout out to production. Shout out to the Memphis Empire, Ronbo, and I'm gonna jump back on this mat and keep busting heads, man. And I've been busting heads with Trey. I've been busting heads with Trey since I started on this mat.
All right.
Trey is a monster on this. Yeah.
Shabazz, always a pleasure. Always delightful to hear you. You're always sparkling, fam. I'll be back Wednesday, Thursday if you got time. All right.
Yeah, I'll definitely try to tap in with you, Ronbo, again. And thank you as always. And always, bang, bang. Not a gang.
Night, fam.
Yeah.
And let us bring up the representation, the man who represents the Los Angeles Rams, Mr. Marketing Pro. MP.
What up, Ronbo?
MP.
The Devo crisis is music to my ears.
You really are amusing, you know. Do you do stand-up comedy? Because you be killing me.
You know why Debo wants out? Because his numbers will dip with Trey. That's what he's been telling the locker room. There's a lot of problems. Debo just joined the Rams Nation, player. You know what I'm saying? All-time great Matthew Stafford right there. He's going to double your stats. You know what I'm saying? Debo, and matter of fact, Grant Kahn too. Join the Rams Nation. You're getting bullied. And Debo, the Rams signed the checks. You know that, man. We got that Walmart money. You come on down to the Rams, and we got a dynasty brewing.
Let me throw a flag.
That might just happen. Don't be shocked if Debo to get back at the 49ers some way, somehow.
Well, bro,
ends up on the Rams.
But is it actually possible? Is there somewhere in your pocket, the Rams' pocketbook, that they'd have enough money to sign Debo?
Of course, we just sign them checks. We don't care if they bounce. We're going to keep signing them and signing them.
I know this.
You know
I've been doing this for a long time now. This started in 2017. Rams just bringing everybody over there. Jalen Ramsey, blah, 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 blah. Who? Oh, look at this. I have to say, bro, that is intriguing. You know, we still beat y'all every year, though, except for recently.
You know, Ronbo,
yeah,
the legacy game between Kyle, I choked 10 points in the fourth, Shanahan versus the reincarnation of Bill Walsh, Sean McVay. When it comes down to it, Sean McVay fires the gun. He don't get scared. He don't run on 3rd and 1. Again, Jimmy Garoppolo, his moment was stolen from him by Kyle Choker Shanahan. 3rd and 1 at the 50 against the box. He ran the ball.
You did not make a comparison between McVay and Bill Walsh. Did you? I misunderstood that.
I would probably say at this point McVay's a little bit better. I agree with you.
Than Walsh?
Yes.
Okay. Well, give me more. I mean, this is always fun.
See, Walsh now, he had a little bit of Kyle Shanahan in him too. You know, he cost the Niners a couple Super Bowls when they brought in that quarterback controversy with Young in Montana. Cost you guys against the Vikings back in the day. Remember that game?
The Vikings were always a pain in the ass. Which game? Because they had a damn good defense back then.
I was watching, the only time you can see the great 49er times is VHS tapes. And it was the 87 playoffs game where, Montana wasn't on his game that day because of Bill Walsh. But anyways, now let's look at the situation with Debo. He's not going to want to play for the 49ers. This thing is over. Trade him. Give him to us. We'll take Debo.
Yeah, what are you giving back? You don't have any draft picks.
We'll give you guys some future draft picks, the Rams.
Nobody want no 2029 draft picks.
Hey man, all I know is Debo wants out. That relationship's never going to be repaired, and it's the end of the Kyle Shanahan legacy. Because now I hope Jimmy is gone because the Panthers really want him. I hope he goes down. We for sure going to have this division on lockdown, for sure. Because Trey, according to the experts, Trey isn't a sure deal. Now, Ronbo, you really think you're just going to be a legend just because he's doing great in practice? We haven't seen him play 5 straight games yet.
Well, no, I don't know what to expect from this. I just hope. I've got hope right now. I don't know what's going to happen with that. I really don't. And I don't pretend to think I do. But, everybody's excited about him. Even some of the people in the camp are excited about him. So I'm hoping that they're all.
I wish the kid the best, but they're saying his hands are too small and he does throw a lot of wobblers. And his release is his throwing motion is still the same as last year. Actually, some people on the field saying he's regressed from last year. So they were trying to protect him. They weren't trying to put him on the field too much. They didn't want to expose him. So that's all I got to say. And as for Jimmy Garoppolo, again, you tell me who's going to give up a draft pick for a quarterback who just had a shoulder repaired.
And $26 million salary. See, that's why
ain't happening.
I know. I've come to grips with that. Some people, the only option the 49ers actually have is to cut him. That's it. Over. That's all they can do.
Yeah, but now here's the thing: the owner is saying, "I don't mind paying Jimmy."
He said that last
his
year.
Salary and have him as a backup. He quoted that, and Powell recently said, if we don't get nothing for him, I'm not going to cut him. So this whole narrative of Jimmy being gone, I'm not so excited about it, but I wish that was true because I don't want to see Jimmy G against the Rams. But, it is what it is. The 49ers are in some crisis. And the Rams, on the other end, we got the worst nightmare of the 49ers on our team now, Warner. You know what I'm saying?
What?
And we got a blanket on one field, Ramsey, and we got the Megatron of football, the real Megatron, not the quitter, Aaron Donald. He's going to be better than ever. No, and now here's the thing. How about this, Ronbo? Check this out.
Yeah.
Matthew Stafford with no pressure. The demons are gone. He got the ring. He's going to play relaxed. He's going to be locked in, and he's going to be destroying the league.
Or MP, he's going to be so calm and cool and collected. Well, I've been paying for like a long time. I got this, and actually, no matter he went down like Matthew Stafford we don't know what he was looking at, but there goes Nick Bosa, and that's sack number 10, and in this week 4. And when do we play your team?
Matt Bosa, if I was the Niners, I would cut his ass. Hey, deep.
Why? McVay's better than Bosa, and now you're cutting Bosa.
Well, here's why I cut him.
Real quick.
You show me one bit in the fourth quarter. Where's Bosa in big games? He's a no-show. He's no Aaron Donald. Donald shows up when it matters. Bosa's a stat patter. He bullies on weak teams and pads up his stats. That's all Bosa is.
Mikey Pro, it's been fun. You always bring entertainment. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to see you later. We're out of here. Our time's up.
All right, Rams Nation. 2-peat. Peace.
You got to give him credit for one thing. The guy's got balls the size of truck ball bearings. Hey, Steven.
What's happening, Ronbo?
Marketing Pro, because the thing is, some Rams fans are extremely ready to go. He cannot call in here and say anything I'm not going to get pissed off about. But Marketing Pro's style, the way he talks, everything else, is hilarious. Because, he says things like McVay and Walsh in the same sentence. And now Bosa is somebody we should cut.
This is what I think. This is what I think would be a comparable, I guess you could say, comparison to Bill Walsh. And you may disagree. Some fans may disagree. Some may not. But I gotta give it to Hoodie, Bill Belichick.
Mm-hmm.
If there's a coach who I think warrants recognition in the same light as Joe Walsh, or not Bill Walsh, Bill Walsh, my bad. It's Bill Belichick.
Yeah, I said that. I said that a while back too. His heart pumps ice water. Man, the guy's brilliant.
Oh man, and it's crazy too because you could have an entire quarter where back then when the Patriots were still really good, where Brady had no answer to anything, and Bill Belichick was just ice, just straight ice in the veins, nothing stopping him. We're gonna win this game, and he's always managed to somehow pull through.
Well, you know why, don't you? Because Belichick is a defensive wizard, right? If you got an ace, Belichick, I don't know what they do for days and days, but they make sure that you make everybody but that ace beat him. And that usually works.
It usually does, and it's kind of scary because no other coach can come out like that, come out
And do
swinging.
that,
The only one who
right?
came close to it.
That's easier
Well,
said
the
than
only one who
done.
kind of came close to it is Andy Reid, but Andy Reid has never come back from a deficit the way Belichick and Brady did.
Steven,
You know what I
I'm trying
mean?
to think of a coach that has the wherewithal defensively. I'm going to take Julio away from you. I'm going to take this guy away. I'm going to take away your best weapon and make it happen. That to me is scary. You know, he taught Kyle how to deal with Aaron Donald. Kyle, remember that meeting Kyle set up with Belichick after that Super Bowl? He wanted to know what to do with Aaron Donald. And we've not been bothered with Aaron Donald but a couple of times since then.
Yep. And it's mind-boggling what Bill Belichick can do in such a short amount of time with his back against the wall. That man is just he's a mad genius. He's a mad genius through and through.
Discipline
So
too.
it's hard for absolute discipline. But I think Kyle tries to replicate it in a way where it just doesn't work in his favor because discipline is cool and all, but he goes about discipline the wrong way. You know, it's got to be timing. You know, timing this, timing that, timing this, timing that, and that's where a lot of players get fucked up. You know, he kind of gets lost in that whole time. If you really look at it through, like a microscope, that seems to be his biggest issue, and that seems to be the main thing everyone has been talking about. You know, oh yeah, I was off time. Oh, I was off time. Oh, I was off time. You know, oh, this person was off time. You know, if we were on time, we would have been like, no, just do what you do, get open, play the damn ball. You know, it doesn't have to be fine tuned to a specific set. You know, it has to.
You got to borrow Belichick's words.
Right.
Do your job. That's Belichick.
Yeah,
do your
job.
I'd wake up in the middle of the night hearing that voice. Do your job. Oh, I'm doing my job. Why did you? It would freak me out. You know, I was doing the best I could, and you're still in my face with "do your job," and that means when he talks to you like that, if you don't do your job, I'll get you out of here, and I'll get somebody in here who can.
And he will. Oh, he absolutely will. And that's the scary part about Belichick.
He doesn't care if you leave.
That man
Steven, if you tell Belichick you've done a good job, he lost the guy this year. You're doing a great job at whatever position, and you expect to be compensated, right? It's contract time. Can I get paid? You should probably go check out the market. I've got a certain amount of money I'm going to pay, and that's it. And they do. They just lost was that a linebacker or a cornerback? They just lost one of the best players in the league.
They lost the corner.
Is that a corner? Yeah.
They lost the corner.
Belichick told him to take a hike. Didn't even negotiate. Didn't even talk to him. Go ahead. Check out. And he did.
They're like, oh, okay, you want one running? You want to bitch about it? You want to make a scene? Goodbye.
That's it.
And the crazy part is he's the only coach. He's the only coach that can get away with doing that.
And
because
still
he
win.
has the entire legacy. Yeah. He knows what he's doing. He knows his player. He knows his worth. Now, his son, on the other hand, doesn't look like he knows too much. But I mean, hey, he's their own on that one.
Always comes out like that. The son can never follow. The father's just a pure genius. The son usually rarely rolls in behind him with the same impact, except for Kyle.
But what's this I hear about fan separation? What's going on with that?
With what?
The fan separation, like everyone's like separating. Well, I heard Shabazz talking about it or Tony talking about it, saying that the rooms are divided.
Because every year, I wonder if other fan bases, we don't pay that much attention to other fan bases, but we do tend to complain about things a little more strenuously. But that's because we're watching each other. Maybe I would suggest Eagles fans are probably pissed off all the time. I know there's nobody in New York that's happy because every last professional club in New York is messing up. I can't believe we are the worst, but Shabazz was pointing toward the fact that we do get carried away with our complaining, and we probably do.
We do, and that's something that I've said it before. I'm also guilty of, but I've said it before. We bitch way too much about it, and then that's when, I've said it plenty of times when we got Trey the first time,
And everyone's saying, oh, Trey's going to do this season. Trey's going to do this season. And I was like, and what if he fails? You guys are going to turn on him the exact same way, you did against Jimmy. And we're going to turn on him the exact same way, the fan base turned against Jeff Garcia. Terrell Owens had control over everybody and turned everyone against him, which I thought was fucked up. We turned against, Nick Mullins, Bastard, Alex Smith. And what happened with Alex Smith? He turned around and beat the shit out of us. So it wasn't even just like a little bit. He kicked the shit out of the Niners.
We expect perfection because of the fact that it's a storied franchise, 5 rings. But you know what? We could calm it down a little bit. There's no point in attacking every guy on the field that makes a mistake. You're not going to get a player that can't just never make a mistake. It just, it's ridiculous.
And notice how no one came at Kwasi T, though. You could have easily said, oh, we lost everything because of him. We could have went to the Super Bowl, but because he dropped it, we're out. He sucks. He's a bum. Same shit. Same shit you could say about Jimmy G to Kwasi T, but no one did. Nobody touched him.
Online, I did see some people saying some.
Why keep that same energy for everyone else?
I know.
You know what I mean?
I did see some people saying some pretty nasty things online about Kwasi, but you know what? It is what we do.
Yeah.
Stephen, we're going to go. Because I got to get done here. But listen, I'll be back Wednesday or Thursday looking for you, as I always do. Stephen, I appreciate you, fam.
All right, well, you have a great night, all right?
You too, fam.
Hit like, subscribe. You know what you got to do.
Thanks, Stephen. And hey, night, Stephen. Hey, Bethel.
Hey, what's up, Ronbo?
Bethel, we're about to get into Jimmy time again. We got another 2 weeks, I suspect. When first the meeting's they're gonna build it up slow. They're gonna say, "Oh, Garoppolo was out at the facility today. He wasn't throwing hard, but he was moving the ball around. We didn't see any strange movement from his throwing motion, so we suspect that we could see him any day now." And this is when the start of the madness is going to get going. That first media report that says Jimmy's out throwing around, when people say, what the hell is he doing throwing around for? He's out of here. And that's going to be the fun part, because Shannon's already said, if we can't trade Jimmy, I expect him to come in and compete. Now, when he said that, I didn't know what he meant by it. I need to go find out. Maybe I was hearing things. So there's problems coming up, of which I don't know what they're going to be like. But Bethel, what is going to happen between now? Do you just tell Jimmy, look, Jimmy, you got to go. Don't throw the ball. Just, save yourself. We're going to cut you and let you go find your own job. Are they going to keep him and restructure his contract? Bethel, where do you think this is going? And Bethel, you're the guy who always hears things and tells me about it. And I'm always like, whoa! So you got any whoa stuff today?
It's just I guess time and patience. Yeah, that's the only thing that you could do, because they have a plan of what they're gonna do, and they have a plan of what they want to do. So they're gonna either end up cutting them or they end up trading them, one of those two. But it just depends on the Niners when they want to do it, because remember, they're saying a lot of stuff, and and everything, it's already, about Trey Lance. So, that's, one thing. And another thing is that, I don't know if you've seen George Kittle's interview, and it looked like George said it. He goes, if you want to get your money, get your money. But if you want to go somewhere else and get your money,
I saw that.
Then you can leave. So basically, saying that, you don't really need them. Even though you do need them, but you don't. Because it depends on Trey Lance on what he wants to do. Because
Debo, because George was talking about Debo too when he was talking about that. He says, there's only a small window of how much you can make money for playing football, and if Debo, he's going after his money, you have to be selfish. I have a problem with that, but you got to be selfish. It's your only chance, And that's what he said. If he leaves or whatever he has to do, I'm not going to be mad at him. George is like, George, would you stop? You're scaring people. God.
Yeah. And then plus, you do not want him going to the Dallas Cowboys, because if he goes to the Dallas Cowboys, you know what the media is going to say.
Oh.
Super Bowl contenders, that they're going to go to the Super Bowl. And plus, you don't want, because of the sorry-ass conference that they're in, you don't want to be facing Debo in the playoffs, and he's going to play his heart out, and we're out because of Debo Samuel. So
Because he couldn't get paid with the 49ers, and he may carry a chip on his shoulder every time he plays the 49ers. I know.
Because I don't want what happened when we traded number 94 to the Dallas Cowboys and ended up winning Super Bowl.
Yes.
And that was the biggest mistake we ever did doing that.
Hey, Bethel, you know what, though? I love to tell the Cowboy fans when they start, listen, you guys, you got Charles, no, man, don't talk about primetime. You didn't own primetime. They're right about that. When we got Deion Sanders, Deion was just a mercenary out getting paid. I understand that.
Yeah.
But it did help the Cowboys. This is what I'm saying. He came to us first. Yeah. So, there's, oh, God.
Yeah. And plus, Rudy or Tony Pro, he's not going to the Rams. You don't have no picks. And then plus, you cannot compare our
legendary coach
to your
McVay
to yours, because look if you see something, Nick Bosa gets choked, Aaron Donald doesn't. And if I remember right, number 97 had more sacks than Aaron Donald. So, that says a lot. And he was in an injured season, too. Barely came from injury.
How many did Donald have last year, Bethel?
He had like 12 or 10 or something. He didn't have a lot. He should have had 16 if it wasn't for that ref throwing a flag.
Oh, no.
And
Nick didn't even see it. Nick celebrated the dudes throwing the flag.
Yeah.
I remember that play. Made me so bad.
Yes. So, you cannot compare our guy to his guy. If this guy will get choked out, and they will right away call flag. But our guy doesn't get that kind of treatment. So.
Bethel, we're going to see Nick Bosa unchained this year, because Nick Bosa, even though he's not saying anything, he's pissed off about last year, and no recognition, no accolades. I think he made the Pro Bowl, but all pro? No. And it's really fun. I look for an outrageous season from Nick this year, and he wants to get paid. Oh, man. Look out for Nick Bosa.
He wants to get paid, and he's going to do whatever he can to get paid. And that's the reason he's gonna get a lot of sacks. Mm-hmm. And then plus the front line that we have is going to make him a lot better.
Ooh, yes, indeed. He's got just the kind of support. Nick could get up around that 15 mark this year, and Bethel this year, they won't be able to wave it off.
Yeah, so it's and then plus the teams that are playing us, they're going to be afraid of Nick Bosa. So
he should be.
Yeah. So
Nick's
that's another thing. Yeah. And then plus our coach, he has his flaws. He has his stuff that he does wrong, but he developed players. George Kittle and all the guys that we have. Look at where they went up. They went to a Super Bowl, championships and all this. We didn't have to, pay, mercenaries like they do. We developed guys. That's a real coach right there.
And then we have capital draft picks, and we can continue to do that trend. This is going to play out with the Rams. I figured 1 year, maybe more. That's about it. No draft picks.
Yeah, so
guys are leaving, retiring.
So that's what makes a great franchise like the 49ers great.
Damn right.
Because of stuff like that.
That's right. We know what we're doing. We got guys who know how to draft. We'll be fine.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Bethel?
So, just like we always say, trust the process, trust that they do the right thing, and later on, we're gonna be seeing, oh, that's why they did that. Oh, that's why they did this. So, and then plus, if they sign Debo, that's fine. If they don't, then that's fine too. Because you have that franchise. And plus, if he balls out with league giving more money, then you have enough money to pay him whatever he wants.
There you go.
So,
Well, Beth, way
yeah.
to go. Good stuff as usual. And Beth, I'll be back Wednesday or Thursday looking for you. All right?
All right, Rumble. Like always, great night.
Thanks.
And haters, hit that like.
Especially the
Marketing Pro.
especially since they're coming here having all the fun that they do.
Yeah.
All right, Bethel. Have a great
All right,
night.
good night, Ron.
Thanks, fam. No, Rudy, no. You have to understand, Nick Bosa is going to get ready to play his third season. We're not saying that there's a comparison between the two. At some point, there may be. You see, Nick Bosa continues to look different as he will next year. So, see, you guys don't misconstrue statements and just use them in a way to make the person who said it look silly. Nick Bosa is a damn good football player. Nobody's saying he is Aaron Donald yet. Key word. Bam, I'm going to go. All right, and you guys are coming here for fun. You make sure you hit like and subscribe. Bam, I'll see you Wednesday or Thursday. Thanks for the contribution tonight, too. What's the name here? I'm going to get there. Delvin. Thanks, Delvin. All right, fam. I'll see you, as I say, Wednesday or Thursday. Niners!